All right, guys. Got Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, Bits and Pieces, and American Pride, Ohio here with me tonight. Everybody say hello.
Oh,
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello, Ida. I see you down there in the chat. How you doing tonight?
say hello.
And of course, we have Chili the Doll showing up. Nothing like Chili the Doll de Castro.
Chili Doll Castro.
Chili the dog.
Doll Castro. It's nice to have a celebrity with us tonight. I know everybody else feels the same.
And he's not gay.
Oh, are we sure? Are we sure?
Definitely. No, he has said several times he is so hetero. This guy, I don't know, man. The testosterone oozing off this guy right now. I'm starting to feel aggression. I got to put him down.
Did he say nope?
Nope. Yeah. Well, we didn't have room on the recording for that. About 60 notes. There it is. That's all you have to do. Nope.
Nope.
Guys, I wanted to make an announcement. I don't know who here knows Anthony Vasquez. I've been on his channel. It's a big community. We all try to stick together. Him and his wife Hikari are having it really rough. They don't know that I'm actually doing this. Miss Mandy did it earlier, and they do have a Cash App. So I just kind of want to throw it out there for a minute so that people can see it. It's just the fact that they do need some money. If you're able to, and you're able to send them some, please do that. Send them a couple of bucks. They sure do need it. They're hitting hard times, and they just need a little help. We've all been there. I'm sure. I know I have. I've had times in my life when I would have almost kissed a foot to get $1. So, if you're able to help them out, please do that. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. That's the Cash App. I'll throw that up every now and then, and announce it here and there so that people coming in will know.
I still have to set one of those things up like that Cash App and all that. I'm like real hardcore cash dude. I hate banks so bad that I have to be drug kicking and screaming to do these things like here. I don't carry a credit card. I very rarely ever use my debit card. I hate the freaking banks, but it's like it's almost like you can't not do this, like have Cash App and PayPal and all this other freaking nonsense, man. It's just like, so hang in there. I will do it. If not by cash, through your Cash App or something like that. Or my wife's or something. Shit. We'll see.
Well, if you want to get paid electronically, that's the only way to get it done. That's for sure. I don't particularly like it either, but it's the only way I can get any money off of this.
Let me tell you something. I did this, man, back in the 80s, like in the late 80s. This was really cool. I made like close to $500 by doing it. I took out an ad in the classifieds that said, "This is your last chance to send $5 to such and such PO box." It gave an address. That's all it said. And a lot of people sent me $5.
Why not?
And I was like, wow, that was really easy. What the hell, man? I didn't think it would work, but well.
The funniest part about that is if I got something that said it's your last chance to send $5 to this PO box, I'd have said, "Well, damn, it looks like I'm going to miss that."
Yeah, see, that's me. That's me. I mean, it's like I set up this new computer and I got all these emails from McAfee, like 7 of them telling I had 7. This is your last chance to renew McAfee. Warning, this is your last chance. And it's like I got them all. There's like 7 of them, all in a row. Like, well. Okay, I give up. I saw that. I missed it. It's good. I'm good. I don't need it. Nothing happened.
Yes, LC Gal, we know that. I actually have the copy of that paperwork. He had it's a few days left now. He had 30 days to serve 3 other people that he hadn't managed to perfect service on, and that will also be dismissed, I guess, against them. So,
but Terry,
yes, they were dismissed.
Those weren't his federal lawsuits, though, were they? Those were just
no. Well, it was a suit for defamation against the Ironton Police Department and WOWK Channel 13 News.
Okay, he's supposedly everything. He thinks by saying federal that really makes something more scary or something.
He certainly seems to like to file them. That's for sure.
Well, I would just like to see like these actual suits, like him actually show them on screen with all of his bad mannerisms and everything, because we know he can't spell or shit. But
no,
Well, I'll tell you what.
Did you see the cease and desist order I got from him?
No, I didn't see that.
Hang on a second. I'll be right back. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. Go ahead, keep talking.
I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know. I was there 3 days in a row, and on the third day, Eugene went with me. So you drive to Cincinnati, you put $50 in the gas tank, you spend $30 on printing a bunch of paperwork that you can't even file, and $30 to park. Where does that leave you out of 100? But 3 days in a row, and you can ask Eugene, they still could not manage to type the paperwork correctly so that it could get filed. And on the last day, the only question I had was how to fill out the cover sheet. There were certain boxes that could and could not be checked, and in order to file it right, I needed to know how to do that, and I couldn't get an answer to that question.
Y'all can see that. Read it.
What the? Is that real?
No, wow.
There's no way. Is that real?
Oh no, it was on my door when I came home, man.
Oh my.
I can tell that you've actually ceased and desisted with that with Chili Del Castro there.
Yes, well, we kind of made up. That's why he's here. He talks. Listen. Be quiet, because he's not real loud. Just listen.
I like chicks just as much as any other guy.
Hey, Tyree, you gotta get a cash app. I need one.
Stay away from me, psycho. I'm a constitutional law scholar. Try me, motherfucker. I will sue your ass, but I think I'm gonna free some of my business here.
That is perfect.
So yeah, it's then that's the thing. I'm sitting here laughing. It's like, I'm a constitutional law scholar. Stand back. I'll handle this. Like, is there a constitutional law scholar in the house? Yes, I will handle this. What the fuck is that made up title shit? Walk around with it written on your shirt like lifeguard. Really? Wow.
Oh, damn. That ain't nothing. Chili had a box sent to my house. It was a couple of weeks back now. Maybe a little longer. And he calls me, it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And he told me, he said, is there any way you can send that to the post office, send it to me? Well, I don't care, but I'm not paying for it. It's your mail. And he said, well, I'll send you the money through Cash App if you can get it done. And
did you get it done?
His broke ass still ain't sent no money.
Imagine that.
Listen, man, that's every bit of this whole thing with him sounds like a money laundering scheme, man. I mean, these failed businesses, failed apps, all this other shit, all these people investing money, and this guy don't seem too broke up that he lost tons of fucking money on an app that's never gone any goddamn place.
Nope.
What's going on, really? That sounds like money laundering to me. I'm sorry, it just does.
Hey, Derek, that one's for you, buddy.
Oh, nice. So my name's Derek. I live here in Ironton. I actually have a channel I've been off and on for about 10 years, give or take. And I'm actually just now getting into this community, and it's been pretty cool. Hoping to continue growing with everybody and working together and just having fun. Plus, I'm fat, by the way, just in case you ever hop on my channel and you see some of Sweetie's people that automatically they're going to be like, hey, you're the fat guy. I know I'm the fat guy.
They love to body shame, don't they?
Oh, they do. They have. I don't understand.
That's all right. You're too fat, and because I'm skinny and my teeth are bad, I must be on meth. So hey, it works out. Loaded Educator in there. If you want to, come on in here, buddy. I've got 4 on here. I think it said I could do 6. If you want to come up, come on in here. And while we're waiting there, I have a question for my subscribers out there. There's a way to join the channel, and it's like a monthly subscription price, and there'll be a few perks and stuff in that. If you're interested in that, let me know in the chat. That's something you might like. I've been working on it a little bit, and maybe we'll do like some members only videos and live chats, live streams, stuff like that, on the back end that is for members only. So if that sounds like something that you might like, throw it up here in the chat and let me know, and we'll see if we can't get that done. Say hi to some people here. Hi to everybody. Actually, there's quite a few in here, more than I thought.
Oh shit! I was
Um,
looking over in the wrong thing. I was like, where the hell is everybody? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I've done the same thing, Southern. So
now that there's a few more in here, I just wanted to say Anthony's Cash App. That's um, Anthony Vasquez. If any of my subscribers don't know who he is, I've been on his channel. Um, they're just him and his wife are having some hard financial times. So if you're able to send them a couple bucks, please do that. They really could use it right now. They're having it really rough. So if you can help them out any at all, please send them some. We'd sure appreciate it. In this community, we like to stick together and take up for each other and help each other out whenever possible. So if you can do that, I would sure appreciate it.
So
Hello, Jane.
I gotta give credit that my wife, she's usually a mod in my stuff. She made this. I don't know what her plans are, if she's making more of them or whatever. But shut up, Chili. We know you said you weren't gay a whole bunch of times. Damn thing was pissing my wife off while she was putting that box inside her because it kept talking and shit. She goes, "I'm about ready to rip this thing's face off." But yeah, she does really good work like that. She made me a Mr. Hank Christmas Pooh guy and all kinds of crazy shit she makes like that. So I don't know. We'll find out what we're gonna do with it. I thought about maybe we might raffle that off on a live chat one night. We'll have somebody who can answer a question. We'll ask like, who can tell the proper airspeed velocity of an unladen African swallow?
you just let me know when you go to raffle that off because I want in on it. I need one.
Right. I can dig it, man. It was really cool. She's real particular about it. And then she's going, that fucker better not have changed his glasses after she'd already made them.
That one's for you, Sovereign.
What's that, hon?
That comment's for you. Check that one out.
I need a chew toy for my puppy. Yeah, I don't know. We get that box and swallow that box. I mean, do you really want your dog walking around saying that shit all the time?
I don't know if you'd want it, but it sure would be hilarious to the neighbors anyway.
It would. I don't know. Maybe a chew friendly version of it would be cool. I don't know. We'll see what kind of suggestions. She should drop in on this chat. Maybe she could say something. She usually logs in as Naughty Hippo.
Salty Meat Hook. I'll respond to that comment there. The only reason I was there is I got lucky. I was actually at the courthouse having a title, another car title transferred to my name. And while I was there, I got the message that was going on. So I went up and got some footage of that. I normally don't follow the sheriff's department because 90% of the time they don't work within the city limits of Ironton. They're actually out in the county, and I can't keep up when they're going through lights and sirens flashing and blaring, and a lot of that's private property. And these people definitely out here in the county don't want you on their private property. I can tell you all about that. So inside the city, I'm a lot safer as far as being on public property where I don't have to worry about offending the neighbors. And even if they are, I guess it's still, it's public property. But so no, I don't plan on following the sheriff's department too much. But if they are in town and I do see them on traffic stops or something like that, I will definitely be there if I can get there.
Didn't we say that was like the next day after the bus, they were still there and shit, searching and going?
No, that I just put it up the next day is what happened. I already had the video, but it was in a couple different pieces, so I had to edit it together so that you saw one long video instead of me putting up the two of them.
That was
a lot of times on my camera when I'm using my fingers to zoom in and out, the stop button's there, and I hit the stop button because I'm a moron and I don't pay attention sometimes.
We see there's the thing right there. What was it, meth?
That is what they said, is that it was meth.
See, the prohibition aspect of shit. See, prohibition causes these things to be within a criminal element. I'm not advocating for the use of methamphetamines at all, but that is evident that happens during prohibition.
Hey, Janet, just so you know, I'm not asking for money for me, in case you can't tell. That's someone else's Cash App there. Just so you know, it's not for me. I didn't ask for anything. And in case you didn't notice, American Pride Ohio is on every stop I am, Goober. We're on the same ones doing the same thing. So just saying.
Yeah, she's always giving me props, but she wants to come in here.
She loves to compliment me and give me shit. So, it's just weird. I mean, I don't mind. Go ahead and give me shit. I don't care. I'm just saying.
I love my haters.
I was getting ready to say that during Prohibition of alcohol, my grandfather's, one of his good friends, was killed with a Tommy gun by federal agents because it was speculated that the truck he was driving was full of alcohol. It wasn't. It was full of laundry. And, and today he was like, alcohol? Why would that? We see big, huge semis loaded down with alcohol going down the highway every day, and there's no big problem. And there it is. There's that thing. There it is again, that difference between legal and lawful, legislation versus law. You know what I'm saying?
So is Janet's pack, they're saying that that's actually Sweetie in the chat.
It's a serious
Is that
possibility.
confirmed?
I wouldn't know. I have no idea.
So you can usually tell, like, the manner.
Janet, come out of the... Jose Marie de Castro, come out of the closet. Untuck your wiener and stop singing Barbie Girl. Come out of the closet.
For anybody that doesn't know, the Cash App at the bottom, that is for Anthony Vasquez. He's having it rough. He just needed, he doesn't know I'm doing this, so I was just doing it for their benefit. In this community, we try to stick together and help each other out. So that's all I was trying to do, was see if anybody could help him out. So.
Oh, somebody dingy-danged me somewhere.
I always like messing with these people, the Sweetie Brigade. Just messing with them because they don't really have like a way to come back at you. And I apologize, by the way. Like, my sleep medicine's kicking in, so I'm going to sound like I'm high as a kite. So if you
That
hear
could
me,
be fun.
it gets really good. But I love messing with those people. Like, I get all the bad comments all the time from his brigade, and it's just so fun, just like getting back at them. And dude, it's so great.
Well, they've got to be ridiculously retarded by this point in time. If they are unable to take the available information, if they can't see through the hypocrisy just within one video of the things this guy says and does, or even from one video to the next, then that's your CNN crowd right there. That's what that is. That's the type that's glued to CNN. That they have become a cult of personality at this point. And it's so funny because if you watch his live videos, I would say less than a third, maybe a quarter, if that, of the people in the chat are not mods. Because these guys are just constantly playing fucking whack-a-mole. You see them like digitally high-fiving each other for their success of playing whack-a-mole. And it's just completely ridiculous. And then you just see the few sycophants that come through there. And a little while later, after they've done enough sucking up, they get a wrench. And that's all you have is his mods in there, all circle jerking each other.
Speaking of bots, Naked HD, XYZs. It's
jerking TV. That's gay as shit. It really is. It doesn't matter. You're still playing with a dick, aren't you?
Isn't Tinder free? Like,
I don't know how that works, man.
See, somebody was wanting the link to the chat. I'll tell you what, here in a bit, I may throw it up, or the link to the stream. I may throw it up in the chat here in a minute.
Ooh, careful. I got porn bombed like that one. Gotta be careful what happens with that. Tina Slay's in here. Hi, Tina Slay. She says hello.
Hello, Tina. How you doing? Good to see you, Tina. Always good to see you.
hey, Tina.
How you doing, Art?
Let me be a mod.
Of course, Art's here.
Art.
Wendy.
I see Art.
Wendy Donnelly. We got Blizzard, Abby Joe. Got Jane, LC Gal, Salty Meat Hook.
All of you. I see each and one of you. And I see you there, Art, right there. I see you. I can tell.
Just take your finger.
Take your finger. Just
take
hit
your finger.
down there. There you go. Just hit the like. Hit that like button. Just reach down. It's like, what did he do? He held everybody hostage on a live and just stopped until he got a certain amount of likes the other night. You
Like
see that?
150 likes. He said, "I'm not going to do anything."
Well, cool. I mean, the logical thing to do is, oh, all right, and shutting the fuck off, which I think a lot of people did.
Apparently, enough people liked it to where he continued. So I thought that was a little. It's what I heard. I don't watch it, but I hear other people talk about it a lot. So I can't stand to listen. I got to be honest. I just don't.
Well, yeah, I like to watch him because it's funny. I want to catch him in hypocrisy and make little fucking clips. I've got little clips that I've saved to his stupid shit.
Well, I figure there's so many of you out there already doing that, then it doesn't do me any good. I'd just be a Johnny come lately with anything I'd find. So I'll just leave y'all to it.
Just the creative potential behind having that stuff is just, it's boundless. It really is. You know, you never know what the old brain late at night might kick up. But one of my biggest things I'm waiting for is, well, a few of them. We ought to like make a chart, put like a pool. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look who we have with us now.
Oh, it's Educator. But he's gonna either get his ass kicked by somebody he pisses off in a crowd. He's gonna end up shooting somebody, and because he's already set up the narrative that, oh, I'll end up shooting somebody, and it's gonna be Kate's fault. We already saw that right there. Okay. Either that, or he's going to film himself having a head-on collision with someone.
That's a possibility. Driving down the road without your hands on the wheel staring into a camera is not the best way to get it done. I've rode with him, so I've watched him do that, and it drives, I mean, I just wanted to roll out of the car at 60 miles an hour, to be honest. I thought I'd feel safer. His vehicle will steer for a few seconds trying to keep it between the lines, but I don't trust a vehicle that drives me. I think I'd rather just have my hands on the wheel and drive the vehicle. So,
well, it's not a self-driving car. It's just lane assist. He thinks that means autopilot.
Right.
I heard about a guy that bought a Winnebago and it had cruise control. This dude thought it meant autopilot. He started down the freeway and just went back in the back to make himself a drink. End of story.
I assume he got to exactly where he's wanting to get to with no problems whatsoever.
Yep, right in the ditch.
Can you hear us there, Educator? Are you with us? Hello, Educator. Can you hear us? Are you with us? I don't know if he can't hear us or we can't hear him. I'm not sure.
I don't hear him.
Let me message him on Facebook.
I don't hear him either.
I want to see him kick Chili's ass so freaking bad. I really do. But it's never going to happen because that little weasel scum's never going to show. He won't.
No, he ain't going to kill us. He's going to run like he did from that little 10-day bitch warm.
He's just like that little chihuahua I've got. That little thing, she comes out of the gate just going like she's going to kick your ass. But as soon as you turn around, boom, she's gone, hiding in her little cage.
I don't know why it's not letting me.
Where'd he go?
I messaged him on Facebook. See if he looks like he's trying to get back on.
Oh shit!
See if we can send him another
So he's a coward. He won't show up in court, and he won't show up for a fight. That's the two things that he said he wouldn't run from, and he hasn't stopped running from either one of them since.
He's never followed through with anything at all. That's why that court cases there in Ironton got thrown out, because he didn't follow through. Well, not to mention he didn't really have any kind of a case, but you don't show up to court for a scheduled hearing, what the hell do you think's going to happen?
Right. I've always told everybody a pair of lips say anything.
Can you hear us now, Educator? Are you with us?
5x5. Can do it, Educator.
I don't know what's going on there. I still can't hear him.
It shows on my screen his mic's muted.
Yeah, I see his mic's muted there. Well, he left us again.
Might be
I
time
know.
to reboot things.
I know when he's been in other lives with me, he can usually only hear one or two people, and somebody has to translate to him what everybody else is saying. So I'm not sure if he's still having those kinds of problems or not. But
Let me tell you something. Getting my stuff all set up the right way it was like a nightmare. It really was. Um,
Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys.
it was like I did not understand what the hell. Did you download Streamlabs, Terry?
yes,
Okay. Have you figured out how to set it up?
as far as I know, it's already set up, but it won't let me bring people in like this, will it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. But I mean, it's real good for like if you're gonna. That's what I use if I'm gonna just shoot a short video or and want to share my screen, do all that kind of stuff. I can do pretty much like what I do on here, but I just can't bring up.
So, yeah, salty. I'm kind of hanging in there. Medicine's kicking in hard.
What is it? Is it medicine to help you sleep or?
Yeah. It's usually between that and edibles. I don't have edibles, so.
Do you have what do you got like on insomnia? My wife has a rough time. She never sleeps a full night through.
Yeah, I've got insomnia real bad, and I've got severe bipolar depression,
Oh yeah.
and so I have to take 3 different pills for
Right.
sleeping. On top of that, I've been taking melatonin to go with it,
Right.
and that's the only
You know,
way I can sleep.
A lot of times with those prescribed medications like melatonin and stuff, those are good, but for a limited time because it's just like with anything else. If what's being produced or supposed to be being produced by your endocrine system is being provided from another source, it can cause the endocrine system to actually completely shut down and be dependent upon the external source of it. You see what I'm saying? Just like if you take testosterone, you'll stop producing testosterone after prolonged usage.
Huh.
Because the body's like, well, there's no need for me to produce it. We're getting it from somewhere else. A lot of times what you find with what we call bipolar disorder, now I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving medical advice, but this is what I have found, and I have suggested this to a lot of people with that affliction, and it has helped them. It seems to be that the hugest contributors to that are lack of proper nutrition and lack of sunlight. Now, what I am going to tell you right now will go against everything you've ever been told, but I am here to tell you, and I'm not blind, that you can do this as much as you like. Stare at the sun all you want. It's very, very bright right at first, but if you endure it just for a couple seconds and then keep looking at it, you'll see it. You can stare at it, and you get the biggest main line of vitamin D into your system like you've ever had. Plus good positive vibrations because the sun puts off a positive electromagnetic field. So yeah, those are 2 things. I had a friend of mine. He says, "Oh, I'm going to go get on antidepressants." I said, "Well, go do me a favor first." I said, "Before you do that," I said, "for the next couple of days at lunchtime, walk down to the organic store, get yourself a nice, healthy organic salad, and sit outside somewhere nice and eat it. And if you still feel like you do, then by all means go." He just came to me after a couple of days. He goes, "Man, I can't believe it. That really did the trick. I did not realize that was what I was missing." I mean, I've seen it on like, you get like a chicken and vegetables and shit like that from the supermarket. You cook it in a slow cooker, and it's pretty good, you know. But I've gone to the co-op and got a free-range organic chicken, which is smaller. Granted, it's much smaller. Put that in a crock pot with some organic vegetables, some organic chicken broth. Let it
We've
cook.
lost American pride.
Dude, I will tell you something. By the time you take a couple bites, and it's almost like the feeling in you is like, "Oh my God, I needed this." And you don't eat nearly as much. You are satisfied and no longer hungry with just a small amount. It's really quite amazing because this is what happens is we get this stuff that doesn't have what we need in it. So we go and we eat it. We think it's healthy. It looks healthy. We think it's healthy, but it doesn't have in it what we need. So what ends up occurring is that a little while later, your apostat kicks back in and says, "Oh yeah, that last load of shit that you sent down, it didn't have what we were looking for in it, so we need some more." So you go right back to the same thing that doesn't have what the body needs, and you get all the excess calories. I used to wonder, why are so many poor people overweight? And I figured out why, exactly, because they're eating the cheaper food, which has very little of what they need in it. And so they eat more of the cheaper food and store unneeded calories. And it's permeated so far into our food source through processed foods and everything that the instance of obesity amongst the American people today compared to what they were in like 1975, oh my God. I can remember as a little kid, if I saw an overweight person, my mom would, have to tell me, don't stare, because it was an oddity. You did not see that. But now it's so commonplace that it's just the ordinary. And it's like, what has changed over that period of time? And you can actually track it to the nutritional values that we put in our society. Okay, I'm done with my rant.
I think
I'll
that's
tell you what I
big-
figured about what I figured out about insomnia is when I can't sleep, I just stay up. I stay up until I absolutely can't stay up any longer, and sooner or later, my body will crash, whether I like it or not. I'll go to sleep wherever I'm at. I've learned that.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just because I don't like taking medicine, I hate it. 99% of the stuff you take ends up causing something else, and then you're on another medicine to counteract that, and then before long you're on 10 or 15, and it's even hard to keep up with.
If I can't find it in nature, this is me. If I can't find it in nature, it's not medicine. It's not medicine. Marijuana can be found in nature, and it is medicine on several levels. On several levels, up to and including way better than Xanax for anxieties. I can tell you that much. Your various entropics, your mushrooms, your peyotes, those things used responsibly are very enlightening and will teach you things about yourself and about your world around you. Um, they're not something that you just take to, oh, I'm going to trip and be high. That's not what they're for. Whereas you get into these other ones that are, I swear to God, they're gateways into demonic possession, and like methamphetamine. I mean, those people start exhibiting all of the characteristics of a demon, up to and including looking the same, saying the same kind of shit, doing the same kind of crazy, bizarre things. And it's almost like they never come back. It's like not only a chemical intoxication, but a gateway for a possession by minor demons, I believe.
Hey, Derek, do you have your link? If you do, man, post it in the chat there if you've got it.
Oh, for my channel.
For your channel, yeah, for your channel. Let people know where you're at and how to get to you, man.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that for you. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like marijuana. So I don't know if you guys ever used this before. I've been into something lately. It's called Delta 8, which is like a byproduct of THC. And they make gummies, and they're actually, I mean, they help me sleep. I don't take them all the time. Usually, every once in a while, but I don't feel, yeah, I know if you guys ever smoke pot or something, you get high, and sometimes you kind of come off of it. You're like, but on that, I don't really feel terrible. But I've been, like I said, been doing Delta 8, and it's helped better than what these sleep meds has been helping me. And I've been taking these sleep meds since maybe 10 years, give or take. I started taking the Delta 8, and over the weekend, like I'm not taking the other medicine. I'm just asleep. It definitely helps.
Hey guys, if anybody's interested, here you go. If you feel like you need to be invited to Allah, and there it is. I'll put it up there for anybody that's interested.
Oh, that's I've read the Quran. It's another God-man story. truly is. They all are. They're the same story told from different perspectives, using different characters. Absolutely. Once you realize what it really is, it's encoded in there. It really becomes quite enlightening.
To that oldest niece, hello, oldest niece, hello.
Hi, oldest niece.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that's my actual oldest niece or the oldest niece in that household. So if it's the oldest niece, hello, Brianna. If it's not, then hello, Brittany. Just making sure I get the right one.
I like to get that salty meat hook. Like, I would love to get one.
The what?
He said you should get a weed card, a medical weed card.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? This is there again. There's my problem. There's one of my problems that I have is between.
So you can you can smoke weed legally if you want, as long as you pay some guy to get a card. If you don't pay him to get the card, it's 100% illegal for you to possess it and have it.
But not unlawful.
Well, I didn't say it was unlawful. I said it was illegal.
Right. So, you know, the thing is think about that. You have to ask another grown man that you don't even know for permission to do something that you should be able to do anyways. It's who is being harmed if you smoke marijuana? No one. No one. No more than if you drink.
Me ask real quick, is that Jamie? Or is that like Jaime or something? Because it's spelled weird and I'm not sure, and I'm a hillbilly and I don't know how to pronounce everything.
That's Jamie.
Okay, just making sure. Hello, Jamie. Just wanted to say hi there.
I think the only thing smoking weed would be hurting, like if anybody, would be Little Debbie.
Or yeah, Taco Bell. You know, can you imagine that? Everybody on the day they legalized weed recreationally, and the Taco Bell has to put up sandbags. All right, get ready. Here they come, man. You know, I mean that's the thing. You know, Doritos are the biggest are the biggest thing at threat when somebody smokes marijuana. You know, and as far as driving, I don't encourage anyone to drive on it. But let's face it, you're not going to speed. You're too afraid to speed. And secondly, why would you have to go anywhere when Domino's delivers, right?
That's true.
So I've never heard of anybody smoking a joint and beating their wife.
You know, I have to be honest. I have never found a single, and I'm not advocating that you should drive high. Please don't think that I'm doing that. I'm telling you not to drive high, okay? Do not drive high.
Yeah, don't
However, I have never, ever found a single car wreck that was attributed to the intoxicate or the being under the influence of THC. I have yet to find one that can be directly linked.
Oh no! Let me tell you, this is funny. I time warped out one time trying to do that. I was probably, I don't know, 17. I had this great big old Gran Torino wagon, 1971 Gran Torino, 1970 Gran Torino wagon. 351 Cleveland, and I was going down this 2-lane highway nobody hardly ever used, and we decided, I told my friend to roll up a joint. So I look over, and after a while, he's taking forever. I look, he's got 6 easy widers glued together, 2x3, and he's made this huge Cheech and Chong joint. So what the hell, we start smoking. After that thing was about down to half, there was 3 of us all in the car. Pretty soon I noticed, I was like, oh my God, I can't see. There was so much smoke in the car. And I'm like this up against the windshield, you know, like this up against the steering wheel trying to see. And I was like, oh shit, man. So I can't, I got to roll the window down. So I roll the window down and tell my friend, roll the window down. I look in the side mirror and I just see smoke billowing out of this car like song. And I see this tree go by going, real fast, real slow. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm time tripping. So I look down at the speedometer and the needle's like buried at like bouncing on 0. And my feet are kicked back under the seat. I'm not even on the accelerator. I was just steering. I look in the rearview mirror and there's like this pile of traffic behind me. I'm like, oh shit. So I hit the accelerator, go up, and there's a graveyard. We pulled in there and we just like chilled for the next like 4 hours. So I wasn't driving anywhere.
Hey, Derek, apparently you have a doppelganger out there somewhere.
Oh, really?
Jane said she couldn't get over how much you look like her cousin's husband.
I feel sorry, but they have to look like me. Like, you know, it's kind of bad.
Come on,
Well,
man.
it could be worse. It
You all
could be
right?
worse. It could look like me.
We
No,
are
but
we are professional models here.
I would assume, Ironton, that if you got like, and I would hope that I could reach out too. That if you got like more questions on doing these videos and stuff like that. Derek looks like he's got his shit down, man. I mean, he's
He
got
probably
pretty good.
does.
His videos are pretty well quality made without having to go all flim flam. My God, some of these channels are just so much fucking flim flam and crap that it's like, I mean, they got little tacky buzzers and all this other stupid shit. And it's like, yeah, that's all cute and stuff, but you're putting about 20 minutes worth of content into an hour and a half of you dicking around with all this crazy shit. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
this was just a test for me, so I could play with the software a little bit and see how to use it. This is my first time hosting a live. I've been on a few, but you don't get much, much playing around in there. And Derek, yeah, if you could help me out with some of this, that'd be great. Because I'll be honest, I'm ignorant as you can get when it comes to all this technological stuff. I mean, I know how to use a PC, but all this software, it's all new to me.
I tell you,
Lyle's still going to sue all of us, it says down here in the sounding board.
oh, Lyle mentioned he was going to sue me on Josh Abrams' channel.
Is he the one responsible for that cease and desist order that I got?
Maybe.
It's a good question. That may have been who did that.
Lyle DeCastro, just so you know, was this you? Huh? Was this?
If that was you, just take your finger and hit the like button,
There you go.
and we'll know that it was you.
I mean,
Damn it, Lyle.
this is serious. This is serious right here. I might not ever have to be able to make any more chili. I don't even know if I can say his name. I might just have to call him the C word. You decide what to do.
Hey guys, I'm going to leave it in your hands for just a second. I'll be right back. So go right ahead and take over.
Don't use the C word, man. That's only for that's his word, damn it.
What's his word? The C word?
Yeah, chili. You can't say that now because I got the C story. You can't say the C word.
I seen where he said that he owns the word beta. Like for some reason, like he was discussing how he came up with the term beta male.
Would y'all like a little bit of a lesson into where all of that ever came from? It's real. And I know how Chili got it, and Chili doesn't understand what it is. Okay? What it was a classification of different archetypes of men that are within a society that Jordan Peterson put out years ago, or a couple of years ago. Okay? Owen Benjamin picked up on this stuff and started using it in his podcast and in his videos about an alpha, a beta, and a gamma. Okay? The hierarchy goes like this. An alpha is a natural leader, does not need to force people to be led, is just followed by example. A beta is someone who wants to be a leader, will suck up to the alpha, but finds it necessary to make everyone else fall in line in order to be the beta. A gamma is somebody that goes along with it. Chili is a gamma.
Is he a gamma? Because I had him near the bottom of the list like an omega.
Well, these are given the archetypes. An omega would be dead, and probably.
That's
Ain't
close.
too far. I think we're talking about an EEG with a flat line. This guy. I mean,
Salty Midhook said they're good for IT support, and they'll take grilled proteins and drinks with hops for payment. I assume that means beer and steaks.
there you go. That sounds like a winner.
Hey, Salty, are you in the area by chance?
What I've noticed though is that Chili has a penchant somewhat pretty good for being able to memorize and regurgitate shit that he's heard. Okay, I don't think he's really ever read anything because I don't think he's got an attention span long enough to read anything that would give him to where it would have any comprehension of it. My guess is he's probably listened to maybe a couple of audiobooks, but I don't think he's actually ever read anything. His command of the English language is very, very poor for someone who has studied things that were almost kind of written in Old English, or at least should be aware of how the Old English language is used. I know that I had to delve into that world just to understand some of the documents preceding the Declaration of Independence, like the Magna Carta and even the King James Bible original edition. So he's poorly educated, somewhat autodidactic in the sense that he can memorize and regurgitate some of this shit, but I don't believe he has really any comprehension. And that which he has gaps in, he just makes up stuff.
So,
I did find it funny that some of the things that I said to him a live or two later, he's using what I said. It's amazing to hear him repeat exactly what come out of my mouth.
I was guessing maybe Law and Order or Miami Vice is where he learned all his shit from.
I was thinking probably Night Court.
Like, yes.
But no, you're right. I was thinking that too. He probably ran across a few seasons of Boston Legal or some shit like that, and decided I'm going to be a constitutional scholar. Like, what is that? You just make up your own term, your own title, and then print it on the back of a shirt. And that's what gets me. It's like, what does he think? Is that like is there a constitutional law scholar in the house? Yes, ma'am. I'll handle this. It's like, wow. Fuck.
Here he comes to save the day.
Yes, have no fear. Chile de Castro is here.
Wake up, America, and resist said the best thing they learned from Chile was the Ironton auditor. Well, thank you for saying that. But if that's the best thing you learned, then I guess he didn't teach you a whole lot. I'm not sure that I'm worth all that, but I sure do appreciate the comment.
All right, what I'm trying to figure out between you and Derek, how did I get onto such a panel of self-deprivating guys, man? You guys are cool, man. What are y'all talking about? I hear you guys all the time saying that, oh, yeah, all that, this, that, and the other. You guys are pretty cool. And Terry, you got a light that shines in you. I can see across all the way to the Appalachian Mountains. And Derek, Jesus Christ, man, your videos crack me up. I love to watch your shit, man. I don't always agree with everything you say or your views on stuff, but that don't mean anything. I just got different views. Who knows? We might change each other's minds sometime.
But this is how I approach things. Is we may be on different sides of the equation, but at the end of the day, we're all people. We're just human beings having a discussion on the internet. And I'm not here to change anybody's mind. And I kind of welcome that. Like in chat today, we had some people coming in saying some stuff. I disagree with them, but I said, hey, you're allowed to come here. I'm not going to block you. And matter of fact, I kind of encourage you sharing your opinion because I think that's healthy for a community to kind of build. And the number one thing I want to do is make sure that you're entertained and maybe you get something from my content to take home with you. But that's just how I feel about it. Like I like to get along with everybody and all that jazz.
I'm the same way, Derek. It's what I like to do is I like to explore. I like to find out, people think certain things. And it just sort of like reminds me of that girl in Game of Thrones. I don't know if you saw it. They would say about something. She would just go, it is known. Like that confirms it. It is known. And people will believe things or they will think things and they think that it came from themselves. But a lot of times I'll get them to ask themselves that question, right? Why do you believe what you believe? Why is it really that you believe what you believe? And I'll usually lead them through a series of questions that'll reveal to them that they don't really believe that. It wasn't theirs to begin with. It was something they were told to believe. For instance, I subscribe to a geocentric cosmology.
That took forever.
What's that? Okay. So
Getting a link.
oh, good enough, good enough. So as I said, I subscribe to a geocentric cosmology. There's a lot of people that do not, and so I asked them through a series of questions. It says, okay, well, you're convinced that what you believe is true. Now let's figure out, why do you believe that? For instance, a lot of times I'll ask them, if no one had ever told you that you live on a spinning ball, what in your everyday experience of your life would lead you to come to the conclusion that you do? Nine out of 10, if not 10 out of 10 times, they always say nothing. I'm like,
I mean, what would it matter?
well, what it would matter is that with the lie of the globe, there are many things to be hidden. Extra land.
Wait, are you a flat earther?
No, I am a geocentrist.
What's that?
A geocentrist is often confused as a flat earther. A geocentrist believes that the earth is a level plane that is enclosed. A level plane that is enclosed.
So we live in like a bowl?
No, we live on a level plane that apparently has some kind of an enclosure over the top of it. The shape of which I cannot be certain. It would suggest that it's dome-like, but it may very well.
So like two flat earths?
Well, no, two Gaussian surfaces actually. We have a positive firmament, a positively charged firmament, and a negatively charged.
I just came back, by the way. Like I don't know what I'm coming into. How was?
Oh no, you're talking right into explaining something else. We weren't really talking about flat Earth. We were actually talking about why people believe that they do. For instance, I'm just going to assume D-High-S, is that how you say name or whatever? Or what?
D-High's, you can call me Dwight.
All right, D-High, D-Y, D, the big D. No. But the thing is, like, for instance, I'm going to assume that you believe in a heliocentric cosmology, that the Earth is a globe that spins at 1,000 miles an hour. Traveling.
I don't believe in anything. I'm atheist.
No, there you go. I mean, you probably think that that is the cosmology of where you live. And this is based on nothing more than you were told this. You have absolutely no experiences that would indicate this is to be true.
The Earth is round. I'm not going to question it. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, I understand. I understand that.
Think twice about
We're not
it.
questioning the shape of the Earth. We're not questioning that. We're questioning.
Just whatever.
The question is, why do you believe that? Not what do you believe?
Not only why do you believe that, but whatever you believe, the question is, why do you believe it? If you can't prove what you believe to be a fact, then it is just that, a belief.
Well,
I guess what he's trying to say.
I've never been to space, and I mean, I'm not going to question things. It's like, okay, so.
Well, wait a second. That's kind of. I just want to say.
I see, like, you
don't question
space from a video.
You don't question things. You don't question anything.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, I'm trying to imagine a life going on through life without ever questioning anything. How does that go?
How did I get like into this conversation?
No,
we were talking about this earlier.
I have no idea, but since the conversation kind of evolved into that. So what is it that you came on to say, D-Highs? Now that we have you here.
I don't even remember what y'all were talking about earlier, but I was just coming to hang out, and I don't know if are y'all drinking?
Oh, I'm not. I'm drinking coffee, if that counts.
I figured, with the mug.
I don't personally drink. I'm about as close to a teetotaler as you can get. I drink once or twice a year. I can drink one beer and walk past another one and walk funny.
Yeah, and I've sobered up because Jesus Christ, man. I was kind of pissed off earlier about some bullshit with my brother just being a disgusting person. I just wanted to join something and hang out and talk to people because
Hey, welcome. That was kind of where I wanted it to go.
Yeah, I got sick of just sitting and thinking about that dumb shit. Hey, is there no cursing here?
I don't, buddy. You can say whatever you want. It's the First Amendment. We don't care here. And if they do, I guess they'll leave.
Make sure I didn't know if I was joining something like a Christian channel.
No.
I'm hearing flat Earth all of a sudden. I don't know what y'all believe.
Well, you understand that not necessarily everybody on the panel agrees with everybody else. That's the wonderful thing about a conversation, is we can talk about anything. Some things we'll agree on, some things we'll disagree on, and some things we'll have to agree to disagree on.
I think I'm going to hop off here. I'm about to die.
Hey, Derek, buddy, you sleep well. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah, good seeing you, Derek.
We'll have to do this again.
Absolutely, man.
You guys have a good night.
You too.
So this is like
D-High, real quick, I say to you, D-High, man, I hope you don't think I was bullying you or nothing. I wasn't. What we were discussing is that, like Terry said, delving into why certain beliefs people have. And part of it was that you can tell the real program belief. This is where I was going with it. The real program beliefs are the ones that people will get really, really fucking upset if you challenge it. They get really upset about it. And cognitive dissonance kicks in, and you're like, whoa, you need to examine why that makes you so angry and opposing opinions to that. That's one of the things that is an indicator.
Is this the midnight coffee show?
Sure.
Is that what it is?
Midnight. It ain't midnight yet, but you can have coffee, and it's probably midnight.
Oh, it's only 11 o'clock. Holy shit!
Hey, D-High, there's a comment. There's a comment on the screen for you.
I saw it.
Do you have a channel that you want to throw up there?
It's probably not y'all's cup of tea.
What is it?
Hey, you never know.
You can click on my name. Oh, that's one thing. So, man, let me go and go to my StreamYard real quick. I actually pay for StreamYard. I pay the year of it.
How much is it?
It's under $250.
Oh, that ain't bad.
But it's for a year. So under brand, and then you click brand, and then you go down to overlay. All right, did you get that?
Click brand.
You see the options over there. You see like private chat, comments.
Yes.
You'll see brand.
Yes.
Click on brand, and then you go down to overlay.
Okay.
All right. So you don't want to click on that, but overlay, you can add like a picture that will cover your screen. So whenever you invite somebody to your show, you could actually put like a picture up over the screen, because if you were to like make yourself full screen and then try and add someone, it would show everybody right after you add them. So let's say you don't trust somebody, you can do the overlay, put a picture up, that won't go away. Nobody's going to be able to show themselves, and then you'll be able to speak to them until you're comfortable with knowing who they are.
Okay.
So,
I appreciate the tutorial, because I know nothing about this. Absolutely nothing. That was the reason.
That's one thing that I like is to join certain people and tell them like this, certain little secrets that I've learned, because I've lost my channel. Actually, I've lost my old channel.
Did YouTube take it down?
I was porn bomb, so like someone joined and then. And then it was really my fault, because I didn't want to. Like a lot of good stuff happened that night, I didn't want to lose the video, so I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna try and private it, take the risk, thinking that I was just gonna get short time banned. No, they completely took my channel from me.
Dude, I had that happen one night, man. It's just, these people just come in there and it's like they act like they want to talk. You're just going, oh, okay, and you pull them up, and then the next thing you know, within a second, they're pulling up some kind of butt screw and crap on there, and it's like, what is wrong with people, man? What in the is wrong with people?
And you have to delete the video, or you will get banned if people have reported you. So.
Yeah, it happened. I had a pretty good stream going too. I had to take it down.
So you can at least, use this to talk to people first, to get in, to make sure, even if they're not on camera, that they're, a normal person.
Right.
That they're actually here to talk, and not just someone that's, and you can ask them, why aren't you on camera if they're not on camera? Or tell them, try and explain how to, them to how to get on camera, and not have to worry about them just randomly popping up and, being some piece of shit.
So apparently I'll have to upgrade to a paid subscription to use that, is what I'm seeing on here.
I didn't know that. I've never used StreamYard. Before buying it.
Yeah, I decided to try.
Before knowing that too.
Available. I'm kind of a cheap guy. If they got a free version, I'd rather try it out before I waste my money on it. So I don't have lots.
I think StreamYard's the best thing. I wanted to try Zoom eventually. Or recently, I was wanting to see what Zoom was, because everybody's so crazy about it. And then you couldn't even join anything. It was a private thing where you have to just join private calls or something. I don't know.
That's why they use it for court and shit. Only the people that's invited into it can be in it. You know what I'm saying?
There's these Zoom videos, and I'm wondering how people are joining that. And I guess it's just they have somebody that's in the call that's inviting them.
Well, there's a bunch of weird shit. There's one called chat roulette. You ever heard of that?
That has nothing to do with any of this.
No, what I'm saying is it come up just like this. You end up bringing people right up just like this.
Well, that'd be one-on-one. Chat roulette's not even the same as it used to be. Chat roulette used to be kind of normal, but now you're chat roulette's a porn fest. It's a weird site now.
It changed. But there's other. I use that as just one that people have heard of. There was one they were using the other day on a podcast, and they had to be careful because they kept bringing people up, but they put a emblem up over the fourth box so that they could be sure it wasn't a porn bomb before they talked to the person. And a couple.
Hey guys, how do I add a mod from here, or can I? Do I have to do that on YouTube? I thought I already had that done, but apparently it's not working this time or something.
You're gonna have to go to YouTube and then add them from chat, I guess. I don't know.
I thought I'd already done that, but maybe not.
Hi. Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna smoke another cigarette.
Who you wanting to give a mod thing to?
Just a couple people in the chat. They probably need it out there.
And you need to be careful about who you mod too. You don't want to just mod anybody. Make sure you mod people that you kind of know.
Yeah, I'd already had them set up when I'm on the YouTube thing. It seems to work fine, but apparently since I'm going through StreamYard, it didn't do it. I'm not sure why. I already had them set up.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to have the YouTube page open. Are you on a computer?
Yes, I'm on a PC.
We just have two tabs open. One StreamYard. I always do that too. I have one YouTube and one StreamYard. Because
hey, Derek, I'm sorry, just a second. Hey, Ironton, we had Wake Up America and Resist says he was going to jump in, but he might want to come on too. If you want to have him.
As soon as I got an attitude, he finally.
Well, there's the link in the chat.
He finally gave me a link. I'm like, oh, now he gives me the link.
It took me a minute to figure out how the hell to do it and still try to talk in the conversation. So I apologize.
That's another thing. If you want, like, your link to always be there. So you could post a link and then you could go to the YouTube, like the page, and then click the little dots at your message and then pin the comment. That's what I do.
There we go. I think I got it there. See, I'm learning. See, I'm learning from you right now. I have no idea. I think I got that pinned right.
Yeah. So you go and you pin your StreamYard link. And then you could also do a message whenever you don't want, it's like, we're not accepting anybody on StreamYard right now. You could write that message and then pin that. Just whatever you're doing at the time.
Scott said, "Bunch of damn rookies." That's right. I am sure a virgin on this tour. This is the first time I've ever tried to do it, so I'm trying to figure it out, guys. I'm sorry.
Well, unlike Scott, who obviously fell out of the vagina with all the knowledge of how to do this. Unlike us poor plebes.
Old people these days.
Boomer said what?
Yeah, I know. You're talking to some millennial here.
I was born the same year as the best goddamn car ever built was, 1965.
Oh yeah, you were born as the same year as the Tesla? I just play. I don't care about Teslas.
That guy's suspicious to me. That Elon Musk dude, he's suspicious to me. He is so part of the system, it's not even funny. He's just another one of their puppets, man. He's not really all that smart, but he just kind of fucking came out of nowhere, like Zuckerberg. Like
this guy a new topic.
Bezos. I mean, where the fuck did that guy come from?
So, all right, Iron, is this guy like the host of the show, but you're running it for him? I don't get it.
Oh, you talking about Sovereign?
Yeah.
I just invited him on.
Oh, because you seemed like you were like asking him for like, what like you're asking him like, what can I do on your channel? That's what it seemed like you were saying earlier.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure why that would come across that way.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm not sure what was said there, but no, it's actually
somebody's trying to join my StreamYard right now. Yeah, I'm busy. Sorry, people.
No, I just invited him on my show. I've been on his. He and I talk every now and then.
We talk about all kinds of interesting.
And see, here's an example. Like this person that's trying to join my show, like their camera is like kind of dark. I think they just covered it up, but it looks like they had it pointed at the ceiling. Like, if I was gonna accept them, I would put my picture up, my full screen picture, so I could accept them. I could hear what they have to say, and they'd probably be some loser that's gonna bitch at me. It looks like a female. Sorry, female. You're not welcome. I'm talking about old men right now.
How about you, American Pride? I haven't heard anything from you since you've been on here, man. What do you have to say tonight?
I've just been listening, brother.
Well, guys, if you haven't checked out their channels, go check out Sovereign Soul.
How do you like my? I like Ike. That's y'all's cup of tea. I like Ike.
Hey, you know what? I used to have an I like Ike button, but I can't find it anywhere. It was my grandfather's, but I do have a Nixon campaign button. I ain't shit, man. I'll show it. I can show it to you. I have a picture.
Are you not surprised to see that on my wall?
Not at all. Eisenhower was an Ashkenazi. He was definitely involved with helping the spread of communism through Europe as well as Asia. That's what World War II happened. That's what really happened in World War II.
Yeah, imagine what people just heard.
Yeah.
Never mind. You know what? You probably got a lot of older people in your room.
Oh, I don't know what the ages of people are.
Imagine what the younger people probably heard.
Truth is truth. Uncle Joe, the communist leader of Russia, who allied himself with known socialists / communists like FDR and Churchill, aided in the spread of communism throughout Asia and Europe.
I want to read that. All right, let's see.
There you go. If I took it off too fast for you, there you go.
That's fine. I can read it in chat. Actually, I can click on chat probably in your stream. Let's see if it works on your stream. Yeah, there we go. You know, you can click on comments. Just, you know, instead of private chat, you can click on comments, and then you can see the chat.
There's that naked HD XYZ again.
Yo, and don't worry, that guy's everywhere. I swear to God, that motherfucker has joined my show.
You don't understand. It's cheap sex. Don't you get it? It's cheap sex.
Yeah.
You must act now while supplies last. Thousands of Asian. I get these fucking things come up on my thing. It says that it'll say the hundreds.
I swear, I have seen that everywhere, and like that's not the last time you're ever gonna see that. Just keep banning it.
Been on the internet.
Nothing you can really do about it.
I get these.
Yeah.
Say there are hundreds of beautiful Asian women in your area wanting to meet you, and I'm like, there are no Asian women in my area.
YouTube settings.
Yes, Scott, I got it. Thank you, by the way. And as for my mods out there, guys, if somebody's saying something bad about me, let it rock.
Yeah, if you want to go and
whatever they want. However, if they're giving somebody else shit and saying things that are incredibly inappropriate to people in my chat or people on my show, get them out of there. But as long as they're talking about me, let them do it. They can enjoy that all they want.
If you have the wrong mod, yeah, you can go into your you can look it up online, like how to remove a mod. Like, you know, just look that up online, how to remove a mod, and it'll probably tell you everything. How do y'all feel about this?
I think that's probably one of the worst things the human race has ever produced.
What, grain alcohol?
It's horrible.
Alcohol at all. Why would anybody invite spirits into their home?
What?
I said, why
spirits?
would anybody invite spirits into their home?
That's kind of an old way of looking at it. I remember when I was a kid, when you drove by a bar, you would see wine and spirits. You don't see that so much in writing anymore, but I remembered a lot when I was a kid.
Al-Ghul.
Yeah,
The flesh-eating spirit. Al-Ghul. Alcohol. That's where the word comes from.
I didn't think alcohol when you said spirits.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah. You know the metaphorical law, the metaphysical law. You cannot. A demon can't come into your home unless you invite it willingly. You invited demons into your home.
Oh, they are more than welcome.
This is your home. This is your home right here.
They are more than welcome.
Why would you want that?
Because I'm the devil.
Are you?
He said he was an atheist. He didn't believe either way. So I guess to him it wouldn't matter.
That would mean that would be more of an agnostic. Are you more of an agnostic or are you downright atheist?
Yeah, I actually am. I'm more of an agnostic.
So I mean, I
No, that wouldn't be more of an agnostic. Atheist is like you don't believe in anything.
Well, it's very.
Like, I am actually more
like nihilism. It's kind of nihilistic, really. You know what I find though? Most people that identify as atheists don't just not believe in God. They have a vehement hatred for a God that they don't believe in. That's what gets me. I'm like, wait a minute. You're angry at a God that you don't believe in. What the fuck is wrong with your brain?
Yo, I have 10 people watching me talk to y'all, and they can't even hear you. I don't understand this.
That's all right. They don't need to hear me.
I just don't get it. It's like, why are y'all here? I'm what's the name of your show? How can people find you?
Me or him?
Just where I'm at.
You're on Ironton Auditor right now. My channel is called Ironton Auditor.
Oh, well, hold on. It's called, I think, the title is Testing New to Me Software.
Yeah, because the software isn't new by a long shot. It's just new to me.
Come join us. And the way I found y'all is all you got to do is you just search StreamYard, and then you can filter that live, and you'll be in there. So you just put StreamYard in the search bar, and then never mind. Oh, the one guy was back, the guy with glasses. I was looking at your video. I had it paused. Where I had it paused. Anyway, yeah, you just people can find you just by searching StreamYard, and then.
No, Lisa, we just met actually.
Or they can subscribe on YouTube and hit the bell notification to be notified when Ironton Auditor goes live. Be sure and hit that thumbs up.
I'm sorry, I haven't actually subscribed.
See. Oh, Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Smarty Pants, eh? Oh.
Yeah, I figured y'all probably weren't gonna even let me join.
Well, we did. We're inclusive. We like it.
It took forever. Jesus Christ, man. I said it like 50 fucking times earlier. Felt like it.
You got here. That's what's important, right?
And then I left and I came back and then I said it again and wow.
There you go. See?
I guess he figured out how to send a link.
Yep. Oh my God.
A lot of people too. One thing they do, they put like the StreamYard link.
Hi, please tell me you are not drinking that bubble gut shit, man. Oh my God, I used to drink that. When I was an alcoholic, that was my malt liquor of choice. That shit is nasty. You will shit yellow foam.
Oh, actually, I drink it for its taste. I actually like the taste. I'm not a pussy like you.
Dude, when I was an active alcoholic, I could drink 2/5 of 100 proof vodka and still walk the fuck around.
Should I not be drinking around you?
Well, I don't give a shit. It's your body. It's your soul. If you want to decay your soul in your body,
I don't want to like make you feel any way like you seeing alcohol.
I was actually cured. It was an interesting story. Very interesting story. It involved deep meditation and undergoing ego death.
I find it interesting. He's not worried about offending you. He's worried about offending you with the alcohol. He doesn't give a shit about offending me about how quick I let him on my show. Interesting there.
Hey, well, I've already helped you out with, the whole show thing.
I appreciate it. I wasn't the one complaining.
You will have to, I guess if you're going to do this, pay for it. And it'd be a lot better to pay for a year than pay for it monthly.
Right.
It's worth it. I mean, I feel like it's completely worth it. Like, I love this. StreamYard is the best thing that's happened to me. I was banned on Twitch. Is that what it's called? Twitch? I was banned on Twitch because I passed out, drinking, which I did often, but I had a bunch of trolls that joined and they reported me. And Twitch banned me. It said dangerous consumption of alcohol.
Do you feel that maybe you might drink a little bit excessively?
I only drink when I'm on show.
You only drink when?
When I'm on show.
When you're on show? How often is that?
Like at most every other night.
All right. Do you get drunk when you do? Or do you just drink?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be like, if I'm doing it right, it'll be like a 4-hour show.
No, I want you, don't hold nothing back, because listen, I'm gonna say, I can tell you, I was a fucking hardcore. I was hardcore, bro. So
I used to.
I know all the fucking things. I mean,
I used to knock myself out, but
40 ounces to me. You see, 1 or 2 beers meant 40 ounces.
Hey guys,
I used to knock myself out, but I've started like not being able to do that anymore. I've been too lazy to drink myself to sleep.
Terry,
come on, Wake Up America! If you're out there, hit that link and get on here. If you were already in there, I'm sorry that I missed you. I didn't see it. Jump back on there, man. I'll get you in.
Yeah, you had put the thing when I told you before about him wanting to be on.
I hope you're not going to get porn bomb, man.
Yeah, I was just saying. That's really definitely something. When I had my experience and was cured from that, it was real. A lot of information on that really came to light, and it's really something. Now you might have seen me kind of cringe when you turn that up. It's because it's sort of like I was left with this incredible like revulsion to even remembering the taste of that shit. I mean, it's just like, it's amazing. I haven't drank in over 10 years now.
How do you say Ironton? Ironton, one word, and then auditor.
Hold on, y'all. What'd you say? Wake up.
Oh, wake up.
I just want to say thank you, Terry, for letting me come in here.
Hey, man, glad to meet you.
Content, I really appreciate this. And I'm just not going to make it quick. I'll make it quick, maybe, but we can listen to a bunch of garbage and everything, but I appreciate you, Terry. And I just learned about you, Sovereign Soul, and I've listened to you. I'm sure we don't agree on everything, but I signed up to your channel. And I just want to, I met Terry through that chili guy, and I knew right from day one that guy was, I nothing against him. I think he's safe and he's an American and okay, but I think he has mental that should be addressed chemically or somewhere, you know what I mean?
There's a bad echo on your side there, Wake Up.
I knew when he went to Ironton, he was just gonna.
Hey, do you have the show paused?
And he plowed those people over, those poor souls that beard their soul.
I'm hearing every other word that's it.
Hey, wake up! If you can hear me, if you've got another window open there with the show playing live, pause that because we're getting an echo from your sound back through the system.
Oh well,
and
sorry.
Because of that echo, we can't hear a thing you're
put
saying.
Some headphones on.
I'm an old dude like the rest of you, so I don't know how to do this. So, thank you.
Put some headphones on, man. Do you have any headphones? Like an earpiece? Like
Where'd he go? He done left.
Oh hell,
he's gone.
There we go. I muted American Pride's. There's not quite as much of an echo. He's got a lot of noise in his too.
There's a bubbling noise coming from my end.
Maybe it's coming from Soul Region. If you're not hearing it, because I'm hearing it, so it could only come from one other person, and that's Soul Region.
Sovereign, you have opened and playing there as well, or you got it muted and stopped, or?
No, I got everything open. I got a nice microphone, man.
Everybody should be like wearing an earpiece.
I'm not hearing an echo on yours, so.
I can mute myself. You can.
Let's see. Do we hear the echo now? Let's see. Now do we hear the echo? Yeah. See, when I mute American Prides, that's when I don't hear the echo. American Pride. If you're watching on another channel or something,
sorry,
man, I'm hearing the echo in the background. You'll have to like leave the area so we can't hear it back through your phone or whatever you're using there.
All right, you could just mute yourself, until you have something to say.
You hear me out there, American Pride?
He might be on a phone, like my phone. My new phone. It doesn't even have like a way to like plug in a mic.
Are you positive it's coming from my end?
Well, whenever I mute your mic, then I can't hear it. I can't hear it right now. So if you shut it off or left the area, then that's why I can't hear it now. But if you're,
I thought it wasn't coming
in the
from
background. If you're playing in the background somewhere, if you're playing it while you're on it, then it'll echo back through the system.
Yeah, I got the wife in there watching.
That's probably why it's picking up on your phone, so it's double feeding back. So we're hearing everything in a second or two delay. That's what's causing the echo.
We good now?
Yeah, now
it sounds good, American.
The extra noise.
Yeah, there hasn't been any problem since you started talking again.
Hey, D-High, I just wanted to ask you, if you don't want to say it, no matter, I'll tell you mine too, but have you ever had a DUI or been drunk driving charge?
I have epilepsy. I can't drive.
I have 6 on my record. That was pretty bad.
I would never drink and drive.
Well, I wasn't, I wasn't
I'm not
drunk.
trying to shame you or anything. I'm just saying I would never do that. Like,
oh, I don't know, never say
well,
never.
Actually, I can't say because I've never driven, so because I have epilepsy. I've never even.
That sucks. My uncle, my cousin, my cousin has. What do you have, grand mal?
Yeah.
You have grand mal seizure. I have a cousin who has petit mal seizures. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's really wild. When he goes into a seizure, it's just like he just kind of like gets stuck. He just kind of goes.
Yeah, that's weird. I've never actually heard of that.
Yeah.
That's weird that I've never heard of that.
You know that it's the same area of the brain is affected as a migraine headache causes epilepsy. Did you know that? A lot of times epilepsy and they use the same medication for epilepsy.
I'm like, I have my own room now, and I was like living not alone in the past when I was living in Florida. I was told, I was told that I had seizures a lot.
Right.
And I have no idea like how many seizures I have now because I actually have my own room. So I wake. The reason I probably like know that I have seizures, like when I do, is because I wake up and every fucking muscle in my body is just sore as hell.
Yeah. I can dig that.
Yeah.
Well, it's really something. Anyway. I didn't mean to cut in what I was talking about. I just I was curious about
that. It's a horrible thing. I wish people didn't have to go through that. It's and it's so sick because when I was like a little kid, there's this like little boy that he was like having a fucking seizure, and then everybody around me was laughing at him, and I'm looking at him and I'm like in shock, and I'm like, that is horrible. Like, I felt so fucking sorry for him. I was worried about him, and everybody thought it was funny. They were like, ha 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 ha. It's like, I just wanted to, like, I was in school, I was a kid, and I wanted to beat the shit out of him, though. I wanted to kill him. Mm-hmm. And it's fucked up that I ended up with this fucking dumbass shit. It's like, I feel like those motherfuckers, all of them, should have gone through this because I mean, what did I have to learn?
Well, I grew up with a little brother.
If you believe in God, it's like, if you believe in God, like those motherfuckers, they should have fucking like went through that in their life.
No, nobody
There's
should.
like a sin that
Nobody should.
No, they're imagine laughing at some this person that can't even speak or anything.
What stain?
Yeah,
what
he was
stain
in a
is
wheelchair
darker?
and he'd be like, flipping out, fucking.
What stain? What stain is darker, D-High? What stain is darker? Those people, the stain that they put on themselves for doing such a horrible thing, or hold on, listen to the alternative, or the wishing of the affliction onto everyone else. I think that the stain that they put on themselves far outweighs
I would burn in hell for an eternity for them to fucking see how disgusting they are.
They're already going to see that. There's no need for you to make such a wager.
I
would
guess,
be very careful about making wagers.
If there is a hell, then okay,
you
sure.
Create your own hell.
They're gonna burn in hell for that little moment in life where they laughed as kids.
What do you reside in, a positive state or a negative state? That's all it comes down to. You become what you
disgusting.
Chili.
I hate. There's so many disgusting people.
Chili is exactly.
I'm seeing this shit all the time. All right, there is this older guy. Listen to this. I'm sorry, but listen to this. It's the same as y'all. Swear to God. Actually, this guy looks a lot like you, man. Cowboy hat. This motherfucking stupid little bitch that is afraid to get on camera. He's not on camera. He's like, I could start calling you a pedophile, and everybody will, if I say it enough, people will hear that, and then they're gonna start to believe it. They're sick motherfuckers, and they deserve shit. Like, but okay, I guess I understand. You think?
All right. What I'm about to tell you is a very real thing. Karma is absolutely real. You create your own hell. The vibration in which you reside yourself.
I think these motherfuckers are getting away with too much.
Just talked. Let me finish.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry.
So the vibration in which you reside is what you will start to resonate with. Okay, this makes sense. Whatever mood you're around, you'll tend to adopt, right? So now, Ironton, what I was about to tell you is Chili is a great example of this. If you examine the way his attitudes and behavior is, you become what you fight. You become what you fight. So you have to be very careful to not become what you fight. And hatred, which is just merely nothing more, anger and hatred are nothing more than derivatives of the fear vibration. They're expressions of fear.
Because I hated these people for making fun of this kid with epilepsy. I get epilepsy.
Think about this. How long ago was that, D-High? How long ago was this?
I was a kid.
I know. How long ago was that?
I don't know, high school, I think.
Okay. And how long, what I'm saying, how long ago? How many years?
Thing,
how many years ago? How many years ago? What I'm trying to get at is carrying this hatred.
I'm 33 now.
Okay. So, all right. So a good 15 years or better then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So has carrying this hatred and this anger along with you in this, has it benefited you in any way? Has it changed what happened in the past? Or do you think that it's more likely that the majority of those people have matured to a point where they're looking back and going, God damn, I wish
my disgust has graduated very much.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? Do you think that at a more mature age, I look back at things that I did as a younger man and I think to myself,
you can't ignore these things.
And
they are ignoring these things.
Well, what is it you actually think that you're going to do about it? Other than just be angry and tear yourself.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You
Like,
get where I'm coming at? I mean,
I
really,
have,
what is it that you
thoughts, some
think that you're
sick
doing?
fucking thoughts, and I will never do those things.
Well, then that's
But
great.
I do,
No
I
one
do
can.
think some fucking disgusting fucking thoughts, and I mean, I am fucking like very fucking just like
Maybe you ought to
it
start
drives me
trying to
insane.
reside
It
on a,
drives me insane.
maybe you ought to try to start not residing on such a low vibration. Focus on a higher vibration. It's
You
not
know,
it's not
like,
hard to do.
Maybe we ought to change the conversation of this deep dark back into a little bit more light here.
Sure, go
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna shut up.
We're tripping down a
because,
shitty road here.
Yeah, I think we're going a little bit too dark.
yeah, it's very. I don't even want to.
My point being is this: is that if you reside on a positive, this is where Terry's going with this. Is that if you reside into and resonate in a higher frequency vibration, happiness, love, joy, laughter is the soul dancing.
I mean,
Right.
look, you know what? I mean, you really did you ever witness anything like that?
Yes, I did, because I grew up with a little
Yeah.
brother who I grew up with a little brother who had a cleft lip and palate, and I spent many hours in the principal's office as a result of kicking people's asses for teasing him and making fun of his speech impediment and his birth defect. Do I harbor any anger toward those people now? No, because those people
Well,
are
at
my
least
age.
you were able to beat the shit out of people for something.
Well, of course. Why wouldn't I be? But I also had to pay a consequence for it.
All right,
Did it help
I'm getting
anything?
angry.
Hold on, did it-
I'm sorry.
Did it help anything? No, not whatsoever. And most of those
I'm
people
sorry.
are now my age and like me look back at things they did as a younger person and go, oh, Jesus Christ, I wish I hadn't have done that. That was really fucking asinine. That was really
All right,
bad.
well,
I feel
what do you
bad
think about
about
this? Like, all right, never mind. Actually, I'm gonna never mind.
So Terry, what was
I was
on your
gonna
mind,
say
brother?
some stuff about teachers, man, that I witnessed with a kid that couldn't fucking even speak for himself, and I had to remember my bus route. Oh God, I had to remember my bus route because we dropped him off before me. I had to remember how to get back to his house to let his mother know what was happening to him in the classroom by teachers. And I don't know.
Public
just wanna say
education
that,
should be abolished.
yeah,
That's what I
I could fucking. I swear to God, I wish I could be like a fucking angel of death on people. I want.
All right, I got to be honest. I've had about enough of that. I can't listen to it anymore.
I
guys.
can't either, man.
I just can't do it. I've had all I can stand, and he's drunk too much to listen. You know,
He just
so,
goes on. What was that? Who wants to be an angel of death? What the
I have
fuck
no
is
idea, but
that?
that was the
That's
straw.
what I was getting ready to ask.
He's out, so I just kicked his ass off. I did, I don't mean to be rude, but damn,
I was
let's,
just about to text you, get rid of that guy.
well, I did. Let's just talk about something different. So sorry about that, guys. Everybody in the chat and everybody's still with us here. I'm sorry we dropped a few. I was hoping he's going to listen, but I think he's had a little bit too much alcohol to.
He's
to
drinking
think
that. He's drinking that fucking bubble gut, bro.
I don't know what the hell he's drinking. Whatever it is, he should lay off a little.
That Steel Reserve, man. That's some nasty shit, man.
Yeah, that dude should have been gone by 45 minutes ago.
Oh man, is he on there that long? Where the fuck did he come from?
I said he come from StreamYard. I have no idea. I've
Oh.
never seen him before. He just kept bitching about wanting a link, so I thought, hell, maybe he has something important to say. But apparently, he didn't have anything important to us to say.
Well, it's good to know that he wants to be an angel of death. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to be an asshole to the guy. I just, I think he's had a little too much to drink, and it's just taking the show down a dark road. And that's not what I want. I wanted to have a conversation with some people, and it's just not. I don't want to talk about that.
And man harbors a lot of anger from his past that can be nothing done about it. So, well, unfortunately, Terry, a lot of people are like that. They really do. They hold on to that shit, and it's like it's just part of the experience, man. Look back at it from all the different eyes of your ages. You know, like I was saying, sure, I did some shit when I was younger, and I look back at it now as an older man, and I go, Jesus Christ, I wish I hadn't done that. What a fucking asshole I was. You know,
Right.
you really do.
Right.
You carry your own stain of your own actions for real. You know, there's the one person you can never hide from, and that's you.
Tell you what, you guys give me just a second. You and American Pride take it over. Have a conversation between yourselves for just a second. I'll be right back.
Right on.
Yeah, that's I didn't understand it because you was giving him 100% facts,
Right. Right.
and I mean, it's either he's too drunk. Let's see, I don't want to use that word, or he's just not understanding. Let's just stay with that.
Well, he's heavily under the influence of demonic forces at the current time. So that's really going to hinder his ability to communicate, his ability to, and consequently, you see how everything was driving toward a darker and darker vibration. And it gets to a point where he's comfortable in that vibration, and he wants to encompass that with others, because that negative human emotional energy is actually food for these negative entities. That's what that is. And buddy, they were in a frenzy of feeding. Hey, Terry, the Bodaks were all over that motherfucker, buddy.
Yeah, I believe so. I just watched that movie. I didn't really care for it, but I watched it till the end just because you suggested it. That was definitely an interesting trip in a movie.
You know, I mean, it's like that these unseen entities that are there, but only a few can see them. It's almost just like in that They Live.
Right. We've got one that can see.
Right, just a little bit more on an esoteric level. This one was kind of, They Live was more on kind of a sci-fi level, but it is kind of like that. People are hypnotized by the television.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm trying to remember the name of the channel. From back in the day, these two people, they're married now, and they used to be on, they were Alex Jones reporters. They were InfoWars reporters. But now they have their own channel, and they really go into some really deep shit. Melissa Melton and Aaron Dykes, and I don't recall what the hell the name of their channel is, but they just put one out the other day that was talking about this experiment that the BBC did with TV sets to hypnotize people, and 8 out of the fucking 10 people, the test subjects, just conked right into a hypnotic state and were able to be influenced and hypnotized. And they said, "Oh, we never used it on the public, though." And I'm like, "Yeah, bullshit, you didn't. You're using it now." You know, but this was in the 60s.
Hey, American Pride, that question's for you from Ryan H.
Ironton, Ohio.
And I don't know if that Ryan H is a Ryan H that I knew and went to school with, but if it is, hello, and if not, hello anyway.
Right.
I know a Ryan H from my past. That may or may not be him. I'm sure he knows whether that's him or not, whether or not he'll admit it. But oh, looky here, we got Tina Slay coming up. Hello,
Hey,
Tina. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How's it going?
It's going great. How you doing?
Hey, Eugene, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. Thank you.
Tina,
So-
look what I have.
I saw that.
Listen.
Kicks just as much as any other guy, probably more. Because I'm an equal opportunity guy. Black, white, red, green. I'm gonna stay away from these type of chicks. I'm a constitutional. I will sue your ass, but listen, I filed 3 civil rights lawsuits this year.
That
is
right there,
great.
that right there ought to boost my subscribers having such a celebrity on my channel.
It should. Chili Doll Castro. My
That is
wife
fun.
made this.
That is
How are
so
you tonight,
funny.
Tina?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I have a question.
Shoot.
Do we have any updates on the transfer of registration of gun ownership? It's been greater than 7 days.
I think that's to you, Sovereign.
Well, I've been vacillating on how to approach Derek. I was going to call him tomorrow about that, because this is where it's going to get tricky. Is where it regards that note, that bill of sale, basically, that he wrote and took a picture of. unless he's willing to actually come out and say that he was blackmailed or coerced into writing that, it's technically a legal bill of sale. The only thing that could go from that would be an illegal sale of a gun to somebody out of state or some shit like that. I don't know how the law works in that respect. But I do know that the gun owner is afraid of, well, he's got a warrant, but I've kind of been assured that the Ironton Police Department doesn't give a shit about that warrant for child support, especially since he's been paying on it anyways. I've tried to explain that to him.
That was actually told to me by the chief herself. She told me that, looked me in the eye right across her desk. She told me she wasn't worried about that warrant if he wanted to file.
So I don't know. Like, I'll be coming there. I should be down there in Ironton on the evening of the 8th. Anyway, I've been planning on coming down there. I wanted to go out with Terry, do some stuff, and as Kismet has it, he's doing a fundraiser or something along that lines in that period. Am I correct?
Well, there's a bunch of channels that got together. We're all going to try. Since Chili's probably not going to show for the fight, we're all going to try to raise money for St. Jude's is what we're actually doing. So that's what the fundraiser will be for.
Right.
Everybody has a time slot that day for like an hour or two. They'll be running lives. Mine is between 10 and midnight. And so I'll be on between 10 and midnight, and I'll use the entire time to just, kind of BS with some people, bring them up kind of like tonight, and talk about St. Jude's and get as much money donated to St. Jude's as we can. So that's
like the Jerry Lewis telethon, man.
I have to run. My phone is ringing, Terry. Thanks, guys. I'll be back in a little bit.
All right. Thanks, Tina.
So I want to say something to Ginger there. I assume that is pronounced Lebre. That right?
That's how because I picture like almost a really hot French burlesque girl with a name like Ginger Lebre.
It's a possibility, but I
don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind, but I'm weird. So
the rules for the chat for me is if they're talking about me, let them say whatever they want. I don't mind. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings because I don't have any. So, you can't hurt those. But if they're particularly berating or saying bad things about other people in my chat and or people in my channel, then absolutely get rid of them. But
I ain't worried. I ain't worried neither.
Whatever they want.
Ginger, I ain't worried about what nobody says. I don't base my world on what some asshat's opinion is.
Right.
I've always told everybody, as long as they're talking about me, they leave other people alone.
Yep, I don't give a shit. Don't matter. Don't matter to me.
I always love my haters.
Yeah, well, that's their thing. They got to carry that. I don't. They're just trying to project that negative shit on you. It's your choice whether to accept it or not. I just let it roll off me. I shine with light. Darkness doesn't come to me. That's just all there is to it. It goes away from me. Terry's that kind of person. Terry's like that, and I'm going to make Terry so that he knows how to make that shine even brighter.
Hey, Wake Up America, when we do that live on the 9th, there'll be a link going directly to St. Jude's. So when you click on that link, you'll be able to donate directly to them. I don't want anybody sending it to me because then I'll have to pull it from my stuff and prove it and picture it and all that. So if they just send it directly to the link, it'll go straight to St. Jude's, and there'll be no middleman to take up the difference.
Sounds cool, man. Ironton Auditor. You do have feelings. Everyone does. Let
me rephrase. I have feelings, but people who have negative things to say about me have no effect on them. I do not allow it. Since I am in full control of what hurts my feelings and doesn't, I just don't let others hurt it. I'm a very small guy. 5'4", 148 pounds. I blend in with junior high children. If you can't see my face looking like an old man, I walk down the hall and no one even knows it's me. So, I've been picked on a lot by all the bigger guys. I've worked with them, done all that, and I've been hit with everything possible. So I'm, now at 48 years old, there's really not much anybody can say or do to hurt any feelings that I may or may not have. So I just don't take that stuff to heart. It doesn't bother me.
Plus, we don't stop. Right?
I love those finger guns, by the way.
I don't know, man. I just sort of like, he stopped doing that when everybody made fun of him for it, though, now.
Did he?
He doesn't do it. Notice that? He was doing that. Everybody coming up wanting pictures. He thought he was a real celebrity. You'd see him taking pictures with people. and they do that stupid thing with him and shit. And then as soon as people started making fun of him, how stupid it was, he quit it. I think the first time I saw anybody really make fun of him do that was DirectD did it on a some kind of a panel, and he was just there in the camera. He wasn't saying nothing. He was just sitting there going, doing that shit. It was just fucking hilarious. But then everybody started doing it. His thing's over. I mean, it's over. He doesn't have the effect because every time he pops his head up, it gets smacked back down.
I love how people equate him with exposing corruption here, as if the people that live here didn't know until he got here. You know what I mean? The only reason he found out is because when he showed up, people started telling him the stories, and that's how he learned. It wasn't because he just, had this epiphany one day and decided to come into town and tell us all what was going on in our own hometown. We know that plus 10,000 times the amount that he doesn't know anything at all about.
Well, I'm watching him going. I'm going, welcome to America, dickhead. This whole thing stinks from the fucking top down. Every goddamn town is corrupt. Are you shitting me? I notice you're not taking on the corruption in Chicago. There's a hell of a lot more shit going on there. And it's right out in the open. Nothing to really expose. They expose themselves. So it's like everywhere you go, it's all corruption. Our Congress is corrupt. Our judicial system is corrupt all the way the fuck down. The town I live in is corrupt to a point. I mean, everybody's always grifting. Government, that great fiction by which the few live at the expense of everyone else. There it is.
He was under the impression that the people in this area were not only had bad teeth, but we also had fewer brain cells than him. He found out very quick that I wasn't quite as dumb as he originally thought that I was, and I think that's why he hates me so much now, because he found out that he got snowed just a little bit because I can act a little more naive than I am at times, and it's just to keep myself safe.
He succumbed to a erroneous stereotype that was most likely generated in the very, very liberal area of Los Angeles, where he's from. That they view the Appalachian area as dumbass hillbillies. They always have.
He watched too much Jeff Foxworthy.
Well, look at what the TV show that they produced that went gangbusters, the Beverly Hillbillies, right? Was that anywhere close to how people in the Appalachians really are? No.
It was just a parody, just to be funny.
Right. And was born and bred right out of the stereotype that's given to people in those areas by the people in Los Angeles. They're uber liberal. They don't like people that are down for a family life, that stand for any kind of values. They view those people because they may be religious. That means they're uneducated and stupid. He just succumbed to a paradigm. That's all that happened. And it backfired in his face, just like he did with black people. When he talks to black people, he thinks it's necessary to try to talk like a black person.
Sometimes he even has to convince them that they're black. I heard him doing that with our local. He's on the city council, and he had him on the phone trying to explain to him that he was black. He's like, apparently he thought that Chris didn't understand that he was black and how it was to be black in America. And Chili was trying to explain to him what it was like to be black in America, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous and hilarious. That it would take Chili to tell you what it's like, to be black in America, as if he knew.
What he was doing is, hey, you're not fitting the stereotype that I was fed.
Right. Well, you heard Great Lakes Audit. You heard Great Lakes Audit's phone call with him. Chili gets really upset if you don't say exactly what he wants, the way he wants you to say it. If you don't, then you're not his friend. He understands a friend as somebody that does everything you want him to do, and when they don't, they're not your friend anymore. Trust me, I already had experience with that.
Yeah, well, he wants you to believe that his worldview is absolutely correct, and anything to the contrary is unacceptable.
100%.
I've watched that with him. He's just that's an incredible ego for somebody to have. He succumbed to the stereotype of what he thinks black people should be, and it's like I've worked in factories and I've had Hispanic people that don't speak very much English work with me. and you'll see the supervisor who doesn't speak Spanish try to talk to them very slowly in English, but you'll notice that they try to use a Hispanic accent. And I'm like, do you think that by you having that, affecting that accent is going to make them understand what you're saying more or something? What in the fuck are you doing? There's Baby Doll.
Are you asking if he's coming here to Ironton?
Who's coming? Chili? Oh, I would love for that. That'll be great content.
Hey, I'd love to see him show up on the 9th when you do. That'd be great. We could get you two together. Y'all'd love each other.
Oh,
you could even bring Chili Doll Castro for him to meet. I think they get along really well.
I would absolutely do that. I will bring Chili. I will bring Chili Doll Castro with me on my trip. He's going to accompany me. We will get to the bottom of everything. Who knows? Maybe we'll take him to visit the chief of the Ironton police. She may want to talk to him. We'll see. I'll ask her anyways if she'd like to talk to him. I think she'd get a kick out of it, don't you? I ain't afraid of no po-po.
We already know he's not coming back to Ironton. I mean, he's not even going to show up to fight Chad. You know, I mean, it's just.
Well, we'll find out on the 9th, July 9th, I believe, is when the contract signing is. So I'm going to do everything I can to be there, at least to film the either the signing or the lack thereof, whichever happens.
He said he wasn't going to let a pig dictate when he was supposed to be there, so he was not going to be there on the 9th. Now, that was the last time I watched his stupid face.
It's the only way a coward can back out without saying, look, I'm too chicken shit to show up and sign the contract. You know, I mean, what else is he going to say? He has to say something like that to make it sound like, you know, the only reason he's not going to do it is because he was told he had to.
Listen, when he challenged Chad to a fight, I about spit my fucking coffee out. I was like, you got to be shitting me. Look at that fucking dude. That dude is a refrigerator. He is going to crush you.
I tell you what, I've been up close and personal with the captain. He's actually a pretty big guy.
That's what I'm saying, man. You can tell. And this little pipsqueak, he's all mouth and shit. And I'm like, oh, this is not going to be pretty at all. And I had it pegged then, and he was going to find a way to fucking back out of it. I knew it.
Chili's only like an inch and a half taller than I am. You know, I mean, he's got big arms, but that doesn't say much. And I have to be honest, in a fight between the two of us, I'm fully confident in myself. I don't think he'll be any match for Captain Chad whatsoever. I got to be honest. I think it'd just be a minute stake for the captain.
No, I don't know. Maybe Educator. Maybe Educator will want to, be like a cat and play with his fucking prey for a little bit before he does the kill. You know what I'm saying?
I certainly hope so. Otherwise, people paying to see that fight aren't going to see a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's spectacular to see a knockout on the first punch, but come on, man. We want to see that motherfucker get his ass kicked.
I want to hear him. I want to hear him say "uncle." I don't want to see a tap out. I want to hear the man have to say "uncle." That's what I want. I want to hear him cry to get out of it. That's what I'd like to see from Captain Chad Goo if I have my option.
Yep.
You know, when Chili actually challenged him to a fight, I seen it in the captain's eyes. You know, I mean, I don't think he's going to go in there and play with him. I mean, straight business. If he does, play around with him, which I highly doubt he will. I'm telling you right now, I've seen that look, from fighting them, whatever, and like I said, I think
Tiger, Eugene, it's called Eye of the Tiger, man.
I think he's just going to go in there and pretty much straight destroy him. I mean, in all honesty.
Well, I mean, before he ever enters the octagon, you know what I mean? He's destroyed before he ever enters the cage.
Well, have we anywhere seen any of his MMA, like him in action doing anything? I mean, surely.
Yes, I have seen him claim it in very many lives.
No, I mean, like there's someplace, even anybody, if you're going to be doing that shit, surely you got somebody filming it, right? Where you can be in the fight and they're filming it, and you can even if it's just for you to review. You know,
if he had proof of him doing it, he would have already showed it to prove to all of us how much of an alpha he is. The reason you haven't seen it is because he doesn't have it. And if he doesn't have it, then chances are it never happened. That's my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but usually I'm not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Occam's razor, man. Usually the best, the most obvious answer is the correct one.
Right.
You know, that's pretty much how a lot of things go. Sometimes that's proved differently, but it's usually a good maxim to go by. You know what I'm saying? Initially, until you know otherwise. So,
but if there is a miracle, if there's a miracle that does happen, and he does show up for the signing, he does show up for the fight, you know, because I've already asked the captain, I want to record this. I want to go live.
Based on what Ginger just put up on the screen, do you think this would work? Just kidding.
You know, the funny thing is he has said,
well, yeah, actually, kind of, I do. I wish karma to be swift and just upon Mr. Jose Maria de Castro.
I want it to be slow and suffering. That's just me.
And I'm not talking about like court justice. I'm talking about karmic justice.
Well, court justice can't have any effect on him. He hasn't showed up in one yet.
Yeah, right. Well,
I mean, you kind of have to show up to get court justice.
Karma is real, man. I swear to God. I've seen it a million times. I've experienced it myself. And like,
you know, I'm just now getting to the point in my life where bad things don't happen so much anymore. Like for the last few years, it's actually been really, really nice. It's been really comfortable living. I've had nothing but positive things happen in my life. I think I've managed to outrun some of those bad things I've done. I think maybe I've paid enough for them now, but to where it leaves me alone. And, you know, most things coming around are good things now. So, you know, you can't outlive it. You just have to work for it. You know, you've got to do something positive to negate the negative.
Well, here's the thing too. And that's what happens when you resonate in a higher vibration and you attract light beings. They feed off you too, just like the dark ones do. But the thing is they do like rotational crop agriculture versus slash and burn agriculture. The dark entities will just use you up and then finally have a buffet on the misery that comes about from your end. Whereas the light beings, the angels, whatever you want to call them, they feed off the higher frequency emotional human energy. And so it's to their benefit to guide you in the direction that leads to more for their feeding. You see what I'm saying? And it doesn't use you up. They keep using and more and using you in a positive way that is benevolent rather than malevolent.
I want to agree with Ryan H. there that court justice is just fake man-made justice. I think we all understand that. That definitely doesn't come from the creator. It doesn't come from any being that has any power to create any law. These are just man-made BS that we all have to live with. So I would agree with you right there, Ryan H.
Well, vibration is words are vibration, and vibration mean things. So when we have this word justice, let's look at it. What if we said just us? It is. We're told that we have the best criminal justice system in the world. And I agree. We have the best criminal just us system in the world. It is criminal and it is just us.
I need to say something here. I'll see you later, Ida. I'm glad you came, sweetheart. It's always good to have you here. I love you with all my heart. You know that. That's somebody I know personally. It's like a sister to me. We're not actually related, but I remember I told you that when Chili first came to town, I lost my aunt, who I thought of as a mother, and another lady that I called mom. That was actually Ida's mother. That was, you know, mom's daughter. So she was she treated me like her son, and I called her mom and tried everything I could to treat her like mom when I was around. So that whole family has become my adopted family. They adopted me right in. So I just wanted to say goodbye to her.
I have a road here just around the corner. It's a big, long straightaway road called Ida Road. They call it the Ida Stretch, and it's pretty popular for drag racing with kids because it's long, straight, and there ain't no curves on it. So we got a thing here named Ida. That's kind of cool. What do we got going on in the chat over here? I can't see anything. Ida sounds like an amazing lady. Yes, she does. She does. Naked HD XYZ.
Yeah.
Not just X, X, Y, and Z, Terry. That means that it's like, is that more than XXX? What is the value of X?
10, I think, isn't it?
10? What's Y then? Or maybe I don't know what it is. That's not more that. No, that's LGBTQ Z XY. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to click on it though because it just looks terrible.
I keep reporting it and trying to block it, but after a little bit, it comes right back up. I'm not sure why that is.
Ginger says I wouldn't pay him a nickel to lick my boot. Wouldn't pay who?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Who are we not paying?
Oh, I see. Art said about some. Okay, I get it. I'm caught up. I'm caught up now. Yay! I'm a happy camper with being caught up. Let's see if I
There you go. Might give you a little clue into who the Ginger is there, Sovereign.
All right, so the girl stands 5'2", and I like my steel reserves, but I like my flavored. I don't drink that rock get shit mine. That has to be like a tangerine or two of the other flavors. Yeah, I just I have a natural revulsion to alcohol. I can't do it. You know, it's something else when somebody uses that freaking hand sanitizer. I can smell that shit across the room, and I'm like, oh my god, damn, who's drinking? I mean, that's the first thought that comes to my head is like, ooh,
Hey,
shit, where is that?
I think this comment deserves a response. I see you out there, Lisa. Hello. If I haven't said hello to everybody, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get to you. You are right. Good things do seem to happen to bad people, and bad things seem to happen to good people. But remember, these are our opinions of what kind of people they are. And
Thank
karma
you.
comes to get you even when we all don't know the bad things that you've done. And sometimes some of the things that we've done aren't considered bad by us or others, but that doesn't mean that they weren't necessarily. So I hope that helps explain a little bit. Not everybody is good to the core. I think we all know that takes a lot of work, and maybe in this life we never will be. But for me, I know it's a continual process and a work in progress. I work really, really hard now later in life trying to be a lot better person than I used to be.
I was about to say the same thing. It's like, you know, who's a good person and who's a bad person? Has the good person always been good, or are they a bad person that suddenly has become good? Is the bad person somebody who used to be good and through sour times became bad? You don't know what's in a man's heart.
Hey, Lisa, first of all, cancer is something that strikes a lot of people, and it's not that's not considered karma. That's it's a man-made thing that strikes a lot of us, and there's way too much detail to go into on this particular live to explain what that is, where it comes from, and how it affects people, and why it affects people rather than it didn't. But I will agree with you that there isn't a child in the world that deserves cancer. Nope. Period. End of story. No matter how bad or good they are.
Just imagine a whole army of little Dr. Fauci's running around doing these things. That's all I'll say on that. That's
which is why we're doing the fundraiser for St. Jude's. I don't necessarily agree with everything they do, but I know that they do good things for people and for the families and for the children themselves.
Coincidental. Oh, just do you know who St. Jude is?
Do I know who St. Jude is?
Yeah, I mean,
I know that he was the patron saint of something.
Lost causes.
Lost causes. There you go.
I think it's kind of when you look at it, kind of like, yeah, it's like, that's kind of sick. Why would you? That kind of takes away some hope. The patron saint of lost causes. You know, I don't know.
It's odd that somebody would pray to that or go to that saint. I don't know if he prayed to him, if he knew him personally. I have no idea about it. But apparently, the person who started the St. Jude's had said that if they would help them get to where they were, then they would spend their life repaying. And that was supposedly how the hospital got started. That's the actual written history of it, as near as I could find. So
that's pretty cool.
But there again, you can't always believe everything you read. you know. So I don't know, man. You just kind of, you know,
I've
take
found
it
a
for what it wants
lot
to
of
be.
problems with our history, our timeline too. Did you know that we didn't always have 12 months? Yeah. We had 13 28-day months at one time.
Till they
Right.
changed the calendar.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then, but then time has been screwed with by popes, by kings. They've set it ahead. They've set it back, taken a day off, added a day here and there.
Added 1,000 years, man. They added 1,000 years.
That too, as far as I
Technically,
can
this is only really like 1022 is what the date really fucking is.
You know, you'd made a very interesting comment, something that I kind of flirted with there in Revelation when it talks about the millennial reign, and then after the millennial reign, it says that Satan is loosed from the pit for a season, for a time, and he goes out to deceive the nations of the world again, the kings, you know, and we very well could be in that time and wouldn't know if we're that deceived.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's sort of like you're looking. One of the deceptions that is a possible deception. If you look in Revelations, we look and see different signs that match into the beginnings of the Revelations, going up to Armageddon and everything. But if we look at honestly look at the fall of the Roman Empire, that was sudden. That didn't take 100 years. I mean, like I said, a lot of this shit, it looks like it was blowed up, like there was a war, which would be just like the Armageddon story. Then following that, there was the worst year in history. It was in 546 is what they say. I believe the date is. But what had happened was simultaneously several volcanoes went off around on the world. And it blocked out the sun, and it was dark. Nothing grew for a couple of years. There was pestilence. Hey, how you doing, Isaiah? Hold tight for a second. I'm explaining something. So then, all right, I'll get to it. We'll get to it as soon as I finish.
Okay. I'm not leaving.
I don't.
All right, good enough. So, anyway. There was pestilence and disease supposedly fell after that, and then the world went into what we know as the Dark Ages, and for approximately 1,000 years, nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, out of that comes this Renaissance, where they're creating works of art that cannot be reproduced today, magnificent architecture that cannot be reproduced today. And then somewhere around the beginning of the 19th century, somewhere in there, something happened, a cataclysm. Call it the rapture, whatever you want. And I think that was when the devil is loosed for that season. And we're in that now. A thing that happened around 1846 was the Great Stink of Europe. These people, what I think is the rest of the dead, were inhabiting the remnants of these cities, found dead. And all of a sudden, because they're not in a perfect body any longer, nobody knows what to do with the sewage. So if you get a chance, look up the Great Stink of Europe. I believe it was 1846. It was horrible. All of a sudden, they don't know what to do with the fucking sewage, right? So there's a lot to support that idea right there. And we are being deceived in the nations everywhere. Even the idea that there are nations really is an illusion. They aren't.
We'll get back to that in a second. Let's see what Isaiah Marshall had to say since he popped on here. He said he had a question.
How's it going?
It's
How
going.
you doing tonight?
I have a question.
Right?
Are you a fan of wrestling?
Am I a fan of wrestling? No.
What's that got to do with anything?
Neither am I, if you're asking.
No.
I'm a fan of. I got Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
So you are a wrestling fan, I assume?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I know you are. That's my brother.
Nice. So what do you want to talk about, Isaiah?
Talk about
Okay,
sports.
as I start this video off, there's a couple things I need to say real quick before we get started. Google 3D, the maker of DDU themselves, say DDU is meant to be used only if you are having a problem uninstalling.
I'm not sure what that was about. I'm not sure where that was going. I might be seen as rude for kicking him out of here, but I'm not sure where that was going. I don't know what he's playing, and I don't need any copyrights or any kind of stuff like that. So
Yeah, I don't know what this guy was talking about. What are you
I don't know
a
where
fan
that
or
came
wrestling?
from. Said he wanted to talk about sports, but I definitely don't. I got to be honest. I don't really care for sports.
I never did either. I've always looked at it like, you know what I think? No, I'm sorry. If any of my people out there, this is just my opinion. I think that American football is nothing more than a metaphor for homosexuality. I think it's a homoerotic metaphor. Okay? Now, bear with me. You got a bunch of guys that dress up like penises in tight pants, and they bend over in front of each other, and they get ready to go and strike each other, and then they all fall into a big dog pile on each other, and everybody cheers. And the whole thing is to get the ball down to the end zone. I mean, the whole thing's just gay as shit to me, man.
I don't know
I'd
about
rather
all
watch
that.
the cheerleaders.
Personally, I just never understood how who has the ball, where the ball is, and where's the ball is going became a national pastime. Everybody's worried about it. It doesn't really matter which sport you're watching. It's all about the ball. Who's got the? Oh man, there goes the ball. Oh shit, they stopped the ball. You know what I mean?
My dogs are amused by a ball.
Some people lose their minds over who had the ball last and who scored the last. I mean, that like screws up their whole week or month, man, because their team didn't win. So I got to give a shout out to Wake Up and Wake Up America and Resist. Sent in a chat for 1999 there. Says I've been a prick all my life, but I'm a nice, lovable guy. All that the ladies love. Please advise how to change. I'm not sure you need to change that. I'm not.
What? Oh, Ryan said something was gay. Uh-oh.
There it is. I got it on the screen now.
I've been a prick all my life, but I'm a nice, lovable guy, and all the ladies love. Please advise how to change. You know, stay that way. That's what happened to me, too. That's exactly what happened to me. Keep on keeping on, brother. That's what I would say. How about you, Ironton?
Hey, I say do the best you can. We all started out as a prick, or at least I did. So, and some people still consider me that. It just depends on which side of the coin you're on.
My job was to make sure that all my kids ended up in therapy by the time they were 30. Okay.
I know my mother always told me she was going to live long enough just to be a pain in my ass. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, the curse of I hope you have kids just like yourself is real, man. That is.
I learned that through my sister. She absolutely had that problem. So.
Well, I learned it with my kids, my own and adopted, and then I'm learning that it's really a cool thing when you have grandkids, because we pass the curse along. See, I watch interactions between my grandson and his mom, and I was there going, yeah, you remember that? Remember that? Yeah, you got that now.
Well, I hate to change the subject here, but I got to back up a little bit. You know, when it comes to the football, I'm a huge fan of football. You know, I don't miss a New England Patriots game. I don't miss a Warriors game, and the Warriors are basketball, Golden State. You know, I'm a huge New England Patriots fan. I have been since Drew Bledsoe. I love Drew Bledsoe. Everything about his game, I loved it. And, you know,
I don't know who any of these people are.
Right. Understood. But you know, that's like Golden State Warriors. You know, I think it was somebody just said they was I think it was Ginger. She said she was a bigger basketball fan and a rodeo. You know, I think I don't miss a rodeo event.
I like rodeo. I think that's fascinating to me. Fascinating to me. There's a lot of skill involved. My daughter works with horses. She doesn't do rodeo shit, but I've gone, you know, I really appreciate the ability to handle those animals the way they do.
Right. But I'm me and the wife's been talking about it. She don't want me to do it, of course. But I'm gonna start working out here before too long, and I'm actually going to jump on a bull.
Oh
What did
shit,
And
you say?
dude, you crazier than fucking batshit. You're gonna go jump on a bull? How old are you?
I am 37 years old.
Oh, you might live through it then.
Well,
There ain't no
I'm
fucking
hoping.
way you get me on one. No way. No way you get me
Well,
on.
I'm hoping. The IA can come and record this.
Oh shit, yeah. When you planning on doing this?
Well, I got to get in shape first. After high school, you kind of don't work out no more.
I gotta study for the bar first.
No. I mean, me myself, I understand you got to be in good shape to jump on that bull. And that's what I'm working to do. And in all honesty, I mean, am I always going to be doing this YouTube stuff? I don't know, but I've always wanted to ride bulls. I love
You're looking at it like being in shape to get on the bull. I'm thinking of it as being in shape to survive getting on the bull.
I tell you what, if you're not, when you get thrown off, that bull will stomp you into a shape or two. I guarantee.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
No,
I mean, it goes both ways. You got to be in shape to ride it. You got to be in shape to even get through off of it and get the hell out the way.
That's some crazy shit there.
I have no desire to jump on a pissed off animal. I can tell you that. I have no desire to do that at all.
My whole life I wanted to do it, and
hey, I tell you what, if you'll come out here where I'm at, I'll throw you on a bull that's never had anybody on them. You want to talk about one that's going to be pissed off? That'd be the perfect one for you to ride. At least out here we got some grass that's a little soft to fall in.
In all honesty, if you don't mind, I may take you up on that offer.
I'll let you sit up on the roll.
I don't know if the owner will like it too much, but hell, we'll hold him down and put you on there if that's what you want.
Or if you want to just practice a little bit, I'll let you sit up on the roll bar of my Jeep and I'll go off-roading or something for a little bit.
Hey, baby doll, are you talking about Sovereign? Is that who you're asking about? I assume it must be.
Oh, is she wondering about me coming out there? Yeah.
Thought back in the chat there, and if you want to meet him, I'll let him decide, and if you want to meet him, we'll figure out a place to meet.
Yeah, I pretty much figured we're gonna have a place to meet with. TBD, I guess we'll put it. We'll put it TBD. Right now, yeah. We got to go from the macro to the micro. So right now, the old GPS thing, I'm planning on sometime this week going ahead on online and setting up a place to stay, and keep in touch with Terry. Terry and I talk pretty much just about every day about every kind of thing you could think of, and it's
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Hello, Justin M. How you doing tonight? I see you.
So, Sovereign.
Well, this information will be made aware to people as to when that's going to occur. It's still in the thing. You can't rush into these things. Actually, I'm a really bad procrastinator.
Well, maybe you can update us on your channel before you get here as to
Oh yeah, for sure.
Details that way everybody can catch it and know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I haven't made any videos the last couple of days. To be honest, I've been doing some other stuff, and also I was really busy. Somehow, when I bought this new computer, what happened here? Let me look at something. Oh yeah, okay. Wife telling me to take care of the dogs. I better do that here in just a minute too. I'll just be gone just a minute. But yeah. Somehow I was signed back into YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook somehow. And so I thought, what the fuck? I'll go with it. I haven't had Facebook for about 2 years, and I get on there, and I look, and there's this flat Earth community my son told me about. So I look in there, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe the level of ignorance in people. I'm like, these people that have absolutely no concept of either model, They don't know anything about either cosmology, want to engage in a debate. And the problem with that is that I know really a lot about both cosmologies. And it's just flabbergasting to me. It just ends to the point within just a very few comments. Oh yeah, well, your mom eats poop and you look stupid. You know, wow.
Well, remember, like Chile, they seen it on TV once and heard somebody talk about it, you know, and read it in a book or something somewhere at some point. So, you know, it's got everything they see and hear has to be true, even though they'll probably be the first people to tell you that you can't believe everything you see or hear, and yet they'll believe everything they see or hear.
Well, based on an appeal to authority, you're taught that like at 5 years old. You go to this place, and because this person has a certain title, educator or teacher, you take everything they tell you for the gospel. You're told to, because you have to repeat it back to them on a piece of paper the way they told it to you, right? And so you're just basically trained that way for years and years and years, to the point where, oh, well, that guy says, and the little Chiron says he's a famous expert and he's wearing a tie, and look, there's books behind him, so he must know what the fuck he's talking about. Without even looking into it, they just believe it because, oh, I don't have to think about it. Smarter people than me already figured it out.
Well, it's like on TV when you see 3 out of 5 dentists or 4 out of 5 doctors recommend, people will go buy that product, even though there's not a single doctor that's ever advocated for any of those products. They just put some guy in a white lab coat so it looks good and people buy it.
And the worst part of it is, like when they're doing a medication commercial, they do that with the guy in the lab coat and the thing, right? And right there in little tiny letters underneath him, this is a paid actor, not a real doctor. And then to reinforce your mind that that was a doctor, the inflection in the way they say it, after they get done telling you all the horrible shit that'll happen to you if you take it, then they say,
the part that no one seems to hear, even though they put it right out there, they just seem to ignore all of that.
Right. It's boring. It's monotone. And so then they end it by saying, be sure and ask your doctor about, like, see that your doctor, see that in addition to this fucking doctor who isn't a doctor and we told wasn't a doctor, but for some reason you believe is a doctor.
Well, when did we get to the point where instead of your doctor telling you what you should or should not do or take, why is it that we have to go to our doctor and demand what we've seen on TV? Because that seems to be the way it is now. People just go to the doctors, hey, I seen this on TV. And the doctor's like, well, if that's what you want to try, I'll write you the prescription, because the doctor doesn't really care if it hurts you or helps you or not.
Dude, have you ever
seem to? Most of them don't seem to. There are probably some good doctors out there. Please let me walk that back. Maybe not every doctor, but
have you ever seen pharmacy reps?
Yes.
They're hot chicks, dude.
Some of them, yes.
That's all it is. And they have a script. And the doctor only knows what the salesman tells them about it. They get, like, it's sort of like greeting cards when you're a kid. Sell 5 boxes and win a bike. You know, that kind of shit. They get kickbacks and money for prescribing that shit. That's why they give you the little pen with the medication name on it. They get paid for the advertising. I've seen a doctor right here. He was nothing but a regular old country doctor. He started prescribing old people everything in the fucking world. Now he's got a whole new building. It's insane. I'll be right back. I got to let my dogs out. I'll be right back. Hey, guys. Who wants to go potty outside?
Wake Up America, you were asking about PayPal or a Cash App. I'll throw it in the chat here, but if you ever need to find it in the future, it's on my About page on the YouTube. I don't really ask for money. I don't do fundraisers for myself. I don't do any of that. If people really want to donate, they'll find it on the About page. I never put it in the descriptions of videos or anything, because I don't want people to think this is about money for me, because it's not. You know, I'm not Chile, and I'm not going to be asking for thousands of dollars to do anything, because I don't need it. You know, not to do that. About the only thing I waste through a lot of is a lot of gas money. I do go through that. So I definitely appreciate you there. And that was another a comment from him for $4.99. It said, before it ends, Terry, please set up a PayPal or Cash App. I want to support your journey. So there you go. Now you know how to do it. I sure do appreciate the support, any and all that I get, and that's from anybody out there. So, you know, but again, you're never going to hear me on here begging and asking for money from me. Although, while I have this opportunity one more time, I would like to throw Anthony's back up there again, because Anthony Vasquez is having a really tough time, and just needs us, you know, what if anybody can help him, please do that. If you can't, don't feel bad. Ain't nobody demanding it, and you're not going to have any hard feelings from me. But you know, I know that he personally is having a really hard time, and just because he's involved in the community, here on YouTube, it's all about community. We have groups and people that stick together and try to help each other out. And he doesn't know I'm doing this, so please don't tell him. Just send him the money and let it be a surprise to him. And I appreciate all those that did. So and if you just poor and don't have the money, I understand. Nobody's looking down on you. It's not a problem. Well, how you doing tonight, American Pride?
I'm doing great, brother. Sitting here having a good time, sitting on the porch, relaxing, enjoying the good night we have.
Right. How's the weather out there? I'm in the house at the moment, so
it feels really good. I'm outside in shorts, no shirt. I mean,
well, I'm glad you got your camera off.
Right. Well, that's one of the reasons I do got my camera off. Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say what's funny is I never go without a shirt ever. Not even to bed. It's kind of funny. I've been on roofing crews, helping roofing crews put down roofing, and I'm the only guy up there in a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt. I don't ever. It's just me. I just don't like any part of my body exposed.
Right. I understand, Blue, but that's believe it or not, that's a lot of people. That's a good percentage of the people in the world today. They will not take their shirts off.
I don't know, man. I see an awful lot of people wearing barely a shirt anyway. I don't know, man. Some people only wear things that are almost classified as clothing.
Well, I mean, that's like I want to back it up again, and you was mentioning to the people that we don't get on here and we don't do what we do, because every time we go police chasing, the way I look at it, if you show respect, you're going to get respect. And half of the Ironton police force I grew up playing ball with, and in all honesty, I mean, we've been friends for a very long time.
Well, now that you're here and you're able to state it because you know these guys personally, you're also able to state that I've never met any of these guys before I picked up a camera and started.
No. In all honesty, I think they was afraid to talk to you until they seen me with you.
It seemed that way. They were almost as nervous as I was when I was around. They didn't know me from Adam, so everybody thought I was a little chilly, when I started out. So, I think they're starting to relax around me a little bit and find out that I'm nothing like him or other auditors they may have heard of.
Right. And I think they understand that completely now.
Not that I am a back the blue person. I'm not a back the blue guy, but I don't hate law enforcement either. So for me, it was, when I heard about certain things about the Ironton Police Department, I grabbed a camera and went out to find out for myself. If these things were going on, the only thing that I can say is that I'm not seeing or hearing that now. You know what I mean?
Right.
At least on my camera. And I have people tell me in my comments all the time, the only reason that they're not doing that is because I have them on camera. And if that's true, why are you still complaining? It seems like I've already won this battle. If a few more people with cameras would come out and help me and you, hell, we could be all over town working in shifts and keep them on camera 24/7, and they'd never be able to violate rights if it's true that they're only doing it off camera.
Well, like I said, I grew up with, half of these guys, and playing ball with them, and I'm just doing stupid, pardon my language, but stupid shit. And do I agree with half the stuff they do? No, I don't. And if I see them doing it, I will call them out on it.
Well, there's quite a few things I don't necessarily agree with. I mean, they do a lot of weird stops like for turn signals and plate obstructions and stuff that that I would have to say that I probably wouldn't feel comfortable doing if I were a police officer. You know what I mean?
Pretextual stops.
Right.
Pretextual stops for to circumvent the Fourth Amendment, man. And listen, I'm not advocating for drugs. I'm not advocating for people to have them in their car or anything else like that. But listen, the Fourth Amendment, for the right of the people to be secure in their in their persons, places, effects, and papers is really important. And I'm looking
It
at
is.
these guys. I was watching them on your video the other night, and I'm like, okay, they're searching this car. What the fuck are they doing? Reading every goddamn receipt, every piece of paper they run across, snooping like, I mean, I would feel so fucking shitty snooping through somebody's personal stuff like that. And I understand you're trying to get drugs off the streets. You can't, don't do it that way. Don't violate the Fourth Amendment right. I had my Fourth Amendment violated, and one of the biggest ways they do it is by using those faulty ass fucking dogs that are wrong 70% of the time. I don't know why they're still allowed to use them. This guy ran a dog around my, you know how big a 2012 Toyota Tundra is, right? 4-door,
Right.
backseat, full backseat, everything. It's a big fucking truck. Less than 9 seconds with one of these dogs around my truck. Pulled the thing's leash, made it hit on the very back tailgate of my truck. I opened up the tailgate, that shit was empty. I didn't have a thing on me. That dog hit on nothing. Yet they still searched my fucking vehicle. Then, when they found my money, they made up charges that, oh, the dog smelled drugs on the money. Oh, really? Yeah, that makes it probably drug money. I said, well, let's test your fucking money. And they said, oh, that's not, yeah, they wouldn't know. They don't want to go there. See what it is. It's policing for profit. And
Well,
so, unfortunately, under the guise of the war on drugs, which is really a war on people, as I told you earlier, my grandfather's friend was gunned down by federal agents with Tommy guns just for being suspected of carrying alcohol in a truck during Prohibition. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, then like at the magic stroke of midnight, somebody's carrying alcohol in their vehicle, they're a bootlegger, and then the magic fucking minute passes and now they're no longer a bootlegger. I mean, it's just the dumbest shit I ever saw. So if you're going to be there to protect and serve and make sure that people are safe, I think that you know, do it right. And I understand it makes it more difficult, but that's what the fucking thing was set up for, so that it was difficult. Right now, what we've got is no different than redcoats stopping colonists and hassling them and shaking them down all the time. It's the exact same thing. And they don't understand because of a misplaced sense of obedience to a fictional government. I mean, that's just ridiculous shit, if you ask me. You're willing to lay down your the way you're supposed to be toward your fellow man merely for some state. I mean, look, that's insane. That's insane.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, you know, ever since I've been doing this with Terry, but you was out how many times before I joined you, Terry?
Man, I don't know. I was out there quite a bit. I didn't catch anything on what, you know, I probably had, I don't know, 10 or 15 videos of just my ugly mug because I couldn't catch a cop, you know, running up and down the streets all day. The problem is the town's so small and they don't really pull that many vehicles over. You've been with me. We're lucky if we get 2 or 3 videos in a week, you know. And that first month and a half, I was literally running 24/7, man. I barely slept. I didn't eat. And the only reason was because if it was that bad, I wanted to establish a presence so that they'd never know where I was at, where I was coming from, and that I was willing to be there 24/7. And I think I managed that, you know.
Right.
You know, it's just the fact that there aren't that many traffic stops. Now they do have calls for service. The problem with those is that's usually a domestic, or it's usually an overdose, or, you know, those kinds of things are, you know, and that's not stuff I want to put on my camera. Those are not videos I want to make. I'm not there to film the people. I'm there to film the police. Right. Unfortunately, people involved in a traffic stop get on my camera. You know, there's really no way to get them out of it because, you know, but the center of my videos are to be the police, not the people. You know, I want to show what they're doing and what, you know, whether they're doing it right or whether they're doing it wrong. Right. And back to the pretextual stop idea, even though I disagree with it, until we the people get united and go to change those things, then there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing the police can do about it. They can't change it. Me screaming and
well, yeah, they can, because there's a such thing as officer discretion.
There is discretion. Okay. There are a few of those.
It looks like they don't use that.
There are a few who do. There are a few who do. There are a few who do not. So
Well, it looks good. You got to understand too, when your only tool is a hammer, everything is going to look like a nail. One of the benefits I see to filming them is, yes, I know a lot of them have body cameras, but the difference is theirs get deleted and edited, as were the ones in my case in Arizona.
Well, now, according to what I found out with the Ironton Police Department, theirs are actually sent to a third party. The only thing that they can do themselves is request that the delete date be extended. Apparently, it has 180 days from the day it's recorded. So every time they put in an extension, I think it goes to another 100, up to another 180 days, and then before that's over, they can request again for to use evidence. But according to them, and this is according to them, I can't prove it, but it's what's told to me by Captain Chad and by the Chief Pam Wagner, that they have absolutely zero way to influence that video whatsoever. It is immediately automatically uploaded to that third party.
That's great, because I'll tell you what they did with mine. I requested their dash cam footage from this, right? They ignored the first request. They finally answered the second request. They charged me the money for it, and they sent me one of those hard cardboard envelopes from the post office. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Mhm.
And there was a compact disc and a sleeve inside that was snapped in half. But there was no crease in the envelope. This wasn't done after it was sent. This was done before it was sent. So I requested another copy. I told him what had happened. I had to get shitty and I had to go above some people's heads, but I ended up getting it. When I got it and I put it in my DVD to watch it, it looked like a David Selznick production. Filmed in panorama vision, man. This fucking thing, the top and the bottom were cut off, and there was only like this fucking much that was visible. I got a screenshot. I have a screenshot.
They filmed it in letterbox edition for you, huh?
Oh, this is fucking ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. Let me find that.
Well, while you're showing that, I'll be right back.
Let me find this. This was just the craziest goddamn shit I ever saw in my life. Oh, where is it? Oh, here we go. Have you ever seen a dash cam freeze frame that looks like this?
Oh yeah, that was yeah, boy.
Where's the fucking dog? Where's my bumper? What's my license plate? You see what the fuck they did?
Yep. Now, you're Michigan, correct?
Originally, yeah.
Okay. Well, see,
I'm in Virginia now. I've been here technically I've been here for 25 years, but I spent a couple years living in California while I owned this house here in California or in Virginia. I was growing marijuana quite successfully up to the point where they started the legalization of it, and then it required all kinds of fucking money and permits and fucking testing and all kinds of other stupid shit. And the quality of shit went down and the price of it went up, and I was like, nah, too much. I love it here, but this place is run by asshats. So I came back here to Virginia, and I've been here for, 4 years? 4 or 5 years now? Yeah. Something like that. Let's see, my dog is 4. So yeah, I've been here 4 years. Part of the 25, I mean, actually residing. But it's really, and there again, there's some interesting shit because we're a commonwealth. We're not a state. And
Hey, I need to make a shout out here real quick. I just got an email from Stephen Harper. He was afraid that I missed his comments. I didn't miss them, actually. It just didn't fit quite where we were at in the conversation. So you were asking me about those Mars pics. I did see them. I tell you honestly, I believe they're all fake. That's my personal opinion. I haven't had time to investigate what you sent me completely yet, but that's my opinion on the Mars pics, that none of them are actually real either way. That's just what I think from what little bit I know.
Well, can I say something? They could not possibly be real because Mars is not a place. Mars is a thing. Mars is a luminary in the sky. I would like at least someone that believes that Mars is a planet to explain to me how a dull, red, rusty colored ball can reflect sunlight twice as far as it is from the Earth back toward the Earth in such a manner that it shines brighter than the other stars around it. If anybody can explain that dumb shit to me, I would love to know.
Maybe it has a
also,
big
how
mirror.
do you make a helicopter fly in 1 to 6% atmosphere? There's a reason helicopters have a ceiling and can't go but to a certain altitude. Once the air becomes too thin, the rotary wing does not work anymore. In a 1 to 6% atmosphere, it won't work at all. I don't care how fast you spin it. Anyway, back to you.
Ginger, you know what? It's not as much fun sometimes as it seems, and I think American Pride can agree with me there. We have a lot of back pain from sitting in the car. My little car is definitely built for economy. It's not built for comfort, and you know, so sometimes getting out of that, I feel like I'm about 80 trying to walk around again. I do enjoy it to an extent, but it's probably not as much fun as it seems, which is why I want to be able to do things like this and get on lives and talk to y'all and get interaction. You know,
we'll take my Wrangler when I come down there, Terry.
There you go.
I
And
got
Ginger,
Ginger,
if you want, and Ginger, if you want, you're welcome to jump up here on panel too. Hey, come on, we're willing to talk with you. Why not? You know, and that's what it's about. That's, you know, this is just a test to see how it works and see how the software works and get a chance to talk with y'all on a little bit more personal level. You know, some people think I'm me and Eugene's actually had people come up and call us celebrities, and I don't think they realize we're still the same old hillbillies we always were. We're not celebrities. We still have to shower and shave just like everybody else. I still got to pay my bills, cut the grass, and fix broken stuff. So, you know, YouTube was just something that got added to my life. Unfortunately, I didn't get to drop anything out because I added it. So it just makes me busier. But for the most part, yeah, I do enjoy it. I love the interaction. I love talking to people. I've talked to hundreds of people that I would have never met any other way, like Sovereign, you know, like American Pride Ohio. I would have never met them had it not been for YouTube. And so many people I've talked to through email and personal phone calls and chats. And so I'm a very social person. I love to talk. I love to learn. I love to teach what I know. And, you know, so as long as we're all ready to do that, then all these conversations, we'll all get something out of it. Whether we agree or disagree on everything is irrelevant. At least the information is out there and everybody can check for themselves and decide what they want to believe and what they don't.
Yeah, man. Listen, this is the whole thing, man. Your mind and a parachute have one thing in common. They will only work properly when open.
Right. That is a fact. That is an absolute fact.
I will tell you what, I'm glad Sovereign's got a bigger vehicle than Terry's, because, you know, I'm not a little guy by no means.
He has a hard time getting out of my car. It seems like sometimes I'm going to have to reach over and kick him to get him out the door. He has a hard time.
I mean, like I said, I'm not a little guy by no means. You know, I'm 5'9", 250. You know, but, you know, it's Sovereign.
Hey, if my friend Big Bad Bob, that boy, he's every bit of 350. If he didn't have no trouble riding with me, I don't think you're gonna have no trouble. I even got a oh shit handle, so
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Hey, Eugene, I just thought of something, man. Maybe you could just start riding up on the hood. Maybe that give you.
Well,
I think I'm bigger than your hood.
Get away of my dash cam though. We gotta get that footage, man.
It's pretty bad when we put him in there, shut the door bulges out. It's not really because he's so huge. It's just because that little car is actually that small. It's just a Hyundai Accent, so there really isn't a whole lot to it. It's kind of like a Matchbox car on acid is all it is.
Listen, I had some people that I knew from Michigan years back. They came down here to Virginia to visit me. And it was a whole family of big people. The 2 kids and the mom and dad. And they
later, Art. Hey, later, Art. I'm glad you got to join us. It's always good to see you, Art.
So it was funny. They had one of them fucking roller skates, one of them Fiesta. They had one of them Ford Fiestas. Remember that little tiny fucking thing, right? And it was funny because they had to sit catty corner, like one of the heavy people in the front and one in the back, opposite, and then one of the kids up front and then in the back, kind of like rotating tires or some shit, man. But it was hilarious. They came in that thing. Those springs were like down to what about everything they were designed to hold, man. That was just
Well, I mean,
hilarious to me.
with Terry's little car, you know, I mean, it's for a guy my size, and you know, I wouldn't consider myself, you know, a solid muscle or fat,
Right.
you know, but a guy my
A
size,
stout guy.
a guy my size, I mean, it's difficult getting in a Matchbox car.
It's called an endomorphic. That's archetype. There's like 3 body archetypes and then combinations therein that they classify, and it's let's see, and ectomorphic, endomorphic, and mesomorphic. Okay, and ectomorphic is like the people that usually tend to be real slender, small framed people are ectomorphic. Mesomorphic are your athletic builds, your more athletic builds, whereas the mesomorphic isn't necessarily a large athletic build, but just kind of a bigger person. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Well, I mean,
So you've got
I played basketball and football my whole life.
You got 3 classifications that they use, and then variations in between. You know, like more ectomorphic, but sort of mesomorphic. You know, those types of things where it gets kind of confusing. But yeah, I mean,
talking about him not being all fat or all muscle. Me, I'm just all bone, so I guess I'm solid bone.
Hey, look at this.
You know, there ain't much to me.
Look at these guns. Look at these guns right here. This is
Hey,
Look at them guns.
almost the same size as mine. There,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
there ain't much to it. That's
See,
all I got. You know?
See, that's the whole thing.
You know, look at Eugene there. His biceps are almost as big as my little head.
See, I ain't worried about it. I'm always armed. So
me too. Me too.
yeah, the great equalizer at any given time. You know.
Hey, American Pride, did you know there's a video out questioning about whether or not we had a gun pulled on us?
Is that right?
We get made fun of, or I do anyway. Personally, I get made fun of a lot by a couple different channels.
So what did they say it didn't happen?
You just got brought in. I don't know. I didn't watch the video. I just seen the title. I don't waste my time watching that stuff.
No, because you know, for the simple fact, you know, I understand it was dark, and I know what I seen. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know, I was out the car with my gun pulled on the dude before you even stopped the car. If he wouldn't have jumped between them 2 houses, I would have shot him.
I don't think people understand that took place in about 4 or 5 total seconds that actually happened. As we come, it was a very sharp curve that we'd just come out of. We're moving less than 10 miles an hour, between 5 and 10 miles an hour, coming around that sharp curve, entering a straight street. And as we come around that curve, there he stood. It looked like he pulled. I thought Eugene was already shot, and I hit the brake and was slamming it in park. I was going to use the car for cover, jump out the driver's side because I was on the opposite side. Of course, you know, less.
Did you hear a report?
Already running, and it was over.
Did you hear a report?
What's that?
I said, did you hear a report? I mean,
no,
the guy didn't.
There was no crack. That's what I was waiting on, was that shot. There wasn't any. Okay. And by the time Eugene had started climbing out of the car, he was already taking off running. So, you know.
Wow. Could you tell what he was carrying?
I didn't see anything.
It just happened so fast.
Yeah.
It just happened so fast. I
mean,
it was
a shirt. All they had on was a pair of shorts and no shirt. You know, I'm not even sure where hit a pistol, but you know, when it's dark like that, you can't take a chance.
A meth head.
If you would have blinked, you would have missed the whole thing. It was that fast.
It was pretty quick.
What do you carry, American Pride? Just if you don't mind me asking.
I carry a 38.
Revolver?
Yep.
Okay, not a 380. Right, cool. I'll tell you what, man. That's I often say I got one Taurus 5-shot ultralight snub nose. I love that thing. it's really a good pistol. And you know, I had my wife get one, and the reason being is because women, I'm sorry, they are different, and in a panic situation, I don't think a lot of times they're able to, you know, there's a lot involved. Is it racked? Is it safety off? Or, you know, all this other bullshit. Whereas a revolver, honey, just pull that fucker out and squeeze.
Yep.
That's all you got to do. Just pull that fucker out and squeeze, you know? And so I often recommend a small revolver like the 38 special to women. I have a lot of different guns.
I would agree with Dreamy Lynn there, and I bet American Pride does too. We talk about that a lot, you know, that it doesn't matter whether they're saying positive or negative things about us. As long as they're talking about us, that works. And as long as they're making fun of me, they're definitely leaving someone else alone. So I'm okay with that.
Negative publicity is still publicity.
I'll tell you what, just ask a man named John Osborne what he thinks about negative publicity, because that's what turned him into Ozzy. Just saying.
How about Paris Hilton?
Right. No one had heard of her till then, had they?
Right. Make a sex tape, get it released. Next thing you know, ooh, Paris Hilton, little bratty bitch from Beverly Hills.
Are you trying to tell me I need to make a sex tape? So
you mean you haven't already?
No, I don't think that's in my near future, man.
That wasn't you on Pornhub? Are you sure? No, I'm just yeah. Wow.
Unless there was some kind of hidden camera, I'm pretty sure it wasn't me.
I did want to talk to you about my idea of a middle-aged man stripper review for the ladies. You know, hear me out, guys. The dad bod is in. This is what I have heard. The dad bod is in. We could have a male review, banana hammocks and all. We'll call ourselves Chunkendales. Okay?
Chunkendales. or in my case, Chunkless Dales.
Well, there you go. I mean, as long as we're in banana hammocks, you know, I mean, we can do costumes as well, you know, plumbers and do some village people shit. Maybe we can ask Chili for pointers on this.
I'll tell you what, when I was on the phone here a few years back when I was getting ready to take some HVAC training, and I was talking to different schools about things, and one of them had a $50 application fee, and she said, I'm going to ask you a question. How are you going to get the money to pay the application fee? Because I've heard some really interesting stories. One guy said he was going to mow grass all weekend, and another lady was cleaning like 10 or 12 houses to get the money. She said, what about you? And I said, well, I'm going to reverse strip. She said, did you say strip? I said, no, ma'am. I said, reverse strip. She said, I'm not sure I follow. I said, well, let me explain. No one will pay me to take my clothes off, but I guarantee you, if I walk out naked, someone's going to say, put those clothes on. I'm going to say it'll cost you $1, and I only have to do it 50 times.
There was this really ugly, nasty broad on Fremont Street in Vegas, dude. That was her gig. I'm not shitting you. People were giving her money to put clothes on because she was so disgusting looking. Man, that I swear to God, hand to God.
I figured if I was going to be a millionaire, that'd be how I get it done right there. It'd only take me 1,000,000 times, man.
I do that. I all the time. I'll be picking with my old lady. She was there working on that Chili doll, and I just stick around. Like we had some music playing on the stereo and shit, and I just started dancing through the living room. And I walked over. I put my leg up on the arm of the fucking couch right there. And I started giving her a lap dance and shit. You know, I'm fully dressed, but I'm just fucking with her and shit. And she says, I don't have any dollar bills, so I just turned around and I said, that's okay. Just swipe your card.
Hey, there you go, Sovereign. That's Ginger apparently describing herself there, I think. Since you were asking earlier, you had this idea.
Oh, there you go. Well, that fits in. It's kind of French, but she's Italian. Lebre is not Italian. What are you doing, Italian French people? Come on. That's where French bread pizza came from.
Well, maybe she's about as French as French fries.
Just went platinum blonde this year. Well, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, Ginger. You sound like, well, that put a love my channel and watch all the videos, so you're one of my heroes. Keep going. Well, thanks, Ginger. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much. yeah, we're gonna have a good time with this. I haven't made a video in a couple days because, like I said, I was doing stuff, man. But so yeah, here in the next couple of days, I'm gonna kind of segue away from Chili. Chili's, I don't want to be Jerry Springer, but oh my God, he's just so much fun to fuck with.
How much longer can people keep talking about him? I mean, personally, I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm sure others are starting to get that way.
Yeah, I'm kind of to the point, like, all right, it's pretty much everything that could be said about him. He just keeps. It's sort of like after maybe about the, first 5 or 6 episodes of Maury, of Who My Baby Daddy. It's just the same fucking thing over and over and over. They're gonna bring some whore out there, and they just walked around as a sperm milkshake with 3 or 4 guys that they got to test. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, you have to test that many dudes?
You definitely have a way with words, Sovereign.
I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, that's just what they do. And then a woman badmouths the dude that they think it is, and then gets mad because this guy that they hate so bad is not the dad. I mean, it's always the same fucking thing over and over and over. Buying tickets or buying t-shirts. I'm doing something to support St. Jude's and directly St. Jude's. All right. That is all right. That's good.
There'll be a lot of us running lives on the 9th in order to do that. And the link that we're going to put up does donate directly to St. Jude's. It will not come to us. There is no middleman. It's straight to St. Jude's. And if you just don't trust us, please donate directly to St. Jude's. Everybody can figure that out, I'm sure, with a small Google search, how to get them their money. So, if you don't trust us, go ahead and donate directly to them. I would suggest it, but the link that we have is going to go straight to St. Jude's. I don't want anybody sending me any money to go to St. Jude's. I'd rather they do it themselves, and then that way I can't be suspect in it. I don't want to have to prove it. I will if I have to, but I don't want to have to go through all the trouble it's going to take to prove where the money went. And of course, if you Cash App or PayPal and all that kind of stuff, there are fees taken out of that. So when I take it out, I have to pay fees. And then when I send it back, I have to pay fees. So they're going to lose a lot of the money that would originally been donated. So if you send it straight to them or straight to the link that we are going to give you, then it will go straight to St. Jude's. Sovereign, you just sent me a text here. It is a serious possibility, man. I don't know the truth of it, but it is a serious possibility.
All right. Well, yeah, that's now what I'm trying to get. Now you're doing the fundraiser thing on the 9th, and this contract signing thing is supposed to be on the 9th. Where is that supposed to be, and how far away from where we're going to be is that going to take place?
Well, my show doesn't start till between 10 p.m. and midnight, so it'll be well after all that happens. But it's just right across the river in Ashland, Kentucky. So we're less than, out here in the country where I live, I'm still about only 15, 20 minutes away.
Kick ass. So you want to go? You're going to that? Because I'll go. I'm tagging.
The captain said he's pretty sure he's going to get me in there with him. So yeah, if I can get in there and the producers, the fight promoters and everybody don't mind, I'm absolutely going to be in there to live stream a contract signing if it happens.
Sure, cool. I'll drive.
Or to live stream the fact that it doesn't happen. Whichever happens.
Yeah,
I'm sure Chili's going to send us facts. That's what he said, because he wasn't going to let no pig tell him how he had to sign a contract, because he don't let judges tell him how to give a signature either. That's why a lot of his motions have been dismissed, because it's an electronic signature and not his, and they can't verify it. So just saying.
Yeah, listen, I'll drive. I think Kentucky is one of the states my Jeep hasn't been to.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, if it ain't been in West Virginia, we can go there too.
No, it's been to West Virginia. No, I can see West Virginia from my back window right here. That's how far over west into the regular Virginia that I'm at. I mean,
gotcha.
It ain't far at all over to West Virginia. I'm in the Shenandoah Valley.
Why did they ever call that West Virginia when it's on the eastern side of the country, and definitely not east of Virginia? I mean, I'm just curious.
Oh no, it is west of Virginia. It used to all be one state, but after the Civil War started up, the people in the western half of the state voted to secede from the state after we seceded from the Union.
Gotcha.
And so they became a state called West Virginia. In fact, Stonewall Jackson's home was Romney, West Virginia. He was Stonewall Jackson or Robert E. Lee's right-hand guy. Got killed at Chancellorsville in 1863, May. But yeah, that was, I think Harper's Weekly had an interesting quote regarding that. It said that the people in the eastern part of the state were not too upset to be finally rid of their cantankerous cousins to the west. I thought that a very interesting way of putting it, but you know, that was 1861 or 1862 when they did that, and that's what was written about it.
Well, that's an interesting piece of history that I never knew. I'd always wondered.
Yeah. It's got so, yeah. I've been to West Virginia, and of course, I've been to Ohio. I've been to Kentucky before, but my Jeep has never been to Kentucky.
Well, we'll definitely take it on a trip. From Ironton, you're less than a mile across the river to be in Kentucky.
Oh,
I mean, it's like right there. There's a bridge from Ironton to Russell. I
did a Civil War reenactment. We had to drive a long way to get there, I remember. But I did a Civil War reenactment, over 20 years ago, at a place where the Wyandotte River meets the Ohio River. And I think the town was called Wyandotte.
Yes, I believe that's West Virginia, actually. And that's maybe about 30, 45 minutes from here. It's really not that far.
Okay, so yeah, I remember I was a Confederate, and we actually did a landing from the river off of a paddle boat, a river boat. It was really crazy, and the reenactment was like in the town, like we were on people's porches shooting back and forth at each other. It was really wild, man. I'd never done anything like that before or since. That was really wild. There was a battle actually happened there. Somebody ended up getting hanged too, if I remember, but I don't remember all the particulars of it. But anyway,
I tell you what, man, there was a lot of battling going on at that time in a lot of front and backyards. You know, I'm not sure people understand why the people have the right to keep and bear arms. It's because we are and were the Minutemen. If someone attacks, and you know they come to your front yard, who do you think is going to come out with a weapon and fight them?
Right. Well, here's something to consider. You've seen where Michigan borders Ohio, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
I've actually been into the southern part of Michigan, up around Taylor, Romulus, all those little cities. In
right, you were saying that. I grew up not far from there. But if you notice there, right at Toledo, there's that little jog in the state line. And Toledo is in Ohio. If it went all the way across, then Toledo would be in Michigan.
Right.
Okay, there's a reason for that. And this is how important states' rights were to people back in the day. Ohio and Michigan actually went to war with one another over that territory and who was going to get Toledo.
Well,
and to this day, this is why the Ohio State and University of Michigan are bitter rivals. It all stems right back to that battle for Toledo.
I've always said if you want to get slapped around more than you can stand, just put on a Michigan sweatshirt and walk up High Street in Columbus. That's right up through campus. I'm sure somebody will have something to say about it.
I didn't never care much about football, but I would watch when the Ohio State and U of M was playing because Woody, what the fuck was his last name? That coach punched a dude right in the cameraman. He punched the cameraman right in the face and knocked him down. Come on, somebody in there help me out with what that coach's name was. Bo Schembechler was the University of Michigan coach. And this guy's name was Woody Hayes. Coach Woody Hayes. This guy, he was like one of the grumpiest, meanest coaches you ever saw in your life. And a camera it got too close to him one time, and he punched that fucker right in the face and knocked him down. Camera went, was laying there on the field and shit. This guy, you hear him grunting and getting up. I was like, wow. Because he weren't winning or some shit. That's just bread and circus gladiator games that are designed to release pressure and tension you feel from the oppression that you're placed under. They put you in a field of feeling tribalism that my team, this team, some people take it to such an extreme that they'll even paint their bodies up and go and make a fool out of themselves. They used football really interestingly right after 9/11. Prior to 9/11, the players never came out for the national anthem. They were in the locker room. Now they come out and then they make a big deal about them kneeling on the ground if they don't pledge their allegiance to a form of government that sucks. So another thing that they added was military. They signed a deal. The NFL signed a deal with the military. Part of that is to have flyovers. And this is why we get these flyovers. What's the purpose? Well, if you notice, they'll always have a group of soldiers in the crowd. And they have the military flyover. You're bombarded with patriotism and all this America this and America that. They'll have some jets fly over. They start the game up. And then every time a team makes a score, they'll show the crowd cheering. And then they'll zoom in on a group of soldiers that are there for the game. What's that do in your subconscious? That equates the military with victory. And it's all induced with this tribalistic vibration that you've already been placed under. And they found that it boosted recruiting just by doing that by about 30%. Isn't that interesting?
It is interesting.
It's more mind control.
We used to have flyovers here for Memorial Day. I didn't see them this year. They had some smaller planes flying over, but I didn't see the fighter jets like usual. We usually have I think it's either the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds. Used to fly over every year, but I didn't see them.
Oh, well, they left all that shit in Afghanistan, Terry. They can't do it anymore.
Well, that's a serious possibility. Did you see Baby Doll asking you there? Are you? I think she was asking you. Are you close?
Am I close to Hinton? No, not really. I think. Let's see. I think the closest part of West Virginia, I would say, to me is Berkeley. If you know that. I don't know.
No, I'll tell you what, that is a messed up town to drive a rig through.
Let me tell you how far I am from Hinton, West Virginia. Right? Is that what he's asking?
What did you say, American Pride? Did you say Hinton was tough to drive through?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we just lost American Pride. I don't know where he went.
Why?
I don't know.
He'll be back. He's not going to do that to us.
Unless his phone died.
I'm 3.5 hours away from Hinton, West Virginia. So that's a little bit of a ways.
Man, you know, we've been on here like 3 hours and 12 minutes already.
I don't know.
Time flies when you're bullshitting, don't it?
It does. Time is just the concept anyway.
Well, it is a concept, but it is measurable.
We manipulate it ourselves. This is what great athletes do. They slow time down. They do. They're able to mentally slow time down and be able to react to these things quicker than normal people. This is like when you're
my whole phone just shut off.
I've seen it. But like you get in a car accident or something that's almost like really life-threatening, it's like afterwards you can remember almost every fucking second, every split second of it like it was in slow motion.
That just happened with me in American. That just happened with me in American Pride when we thought that kid had pulled a gun. Like the whole thing when it was over in just a few seconds, but it seemed to last a long time while we were going through it. I can tell you.
Yeah. I remember one time.
In all honesty, I do believe. I did believe it at that time. I was shot.
I also believed that because he was like less than 2 foot from the passenger window, man. I honestly thought you were a dead man or at least hurt.
No, did you actually see a gun? I mean,
he had a gun. I'm telling you, I know what I seen. He had a gun, and it led me to believe that I was hurt really bad, or I was about to be dead.
Right.
See, for me, I was driving, so I caught it out the corner of my eye, just him seeming to pull a weapon and get in stance to fire. So, I looked straight back at the road to slam it in park. I was getting ready to roll out the driver's window or the driver's door and use the car for cover. All these things. It's amazing how many things can run through your mind in just a second or two, when you're right in the thick of it.
Well, you never know what's going to happen where. I mean, I live in a small town, maybe even smaller than where you live. My town here, Stanley, doesn't even have a traffic light. Okay. We have a post office, a town hall, we have a grocery store, $2 stores, and 2 gas stations. That's pretty much the extent of our town, right?
We have that with a lot of bars and banks that I'm not sure how they stay open since
Right.
no one has any money. I don't know how we
couple-
fund all this, but
we got
have
a couple banks and some pizza joints and shit like that too. But I mean, the point is, it's not very big. And just about a year and a half ago or so, right 2 doors down from me, a cop was shot and killed by somebody. And it was just like, what the fuck? A town cop in Stanley was killed by somebody? What the hell is that? What had happened? We were sitting here and I had my curtains partly closed. I was watching some movie. My wife got up to go to the kitchen and I heard pop, pop, whoa, like that. I didn't pay any mind to it. People around here shoot firearms all the time. No big freaking deal, right? My wife, she's like, what was that? And I says, it sounded like a 22 to me. But I was still trying to figure out what that whomp was. About 5 minutes later, I hear voices outside in a commotion going, get back in your house. Immediately, I just kind of go, fuck you. Like, who's yelling orders? You know what I mean? That's just me. So I get up and I look outside. And there is a swarm of cops in the road out in front of my house. I'm looking out this picture window. These dudes are all wrapped up with ARs, body armor, the whole 9 yards, man. And their tensions directed up the street. And these guys come up into my lawn, right up to my house. They're right beneath me in my picture window, using my house for cover to get up to the scene of I don't know what. About then, my wife gets a Facebook message, said there's an active shooter on your street. And I'm like, oh my God, wonder what that pop was. Come to find out what it was, they ended up catching the guy later and they lit him up. And he didn't even have a chance for a trial. He was done. But what had happened was this kid, he got pulled over, and as soon as the cop lit him up on our street to pull him over, he stopped, but he got out of the car, left it in gear with a Smith & Wesson M&P AR-15 style 22 long rifle.
One of those assault style weapons that they talk about.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's an AR. I'm just so the more people are familiar with that, I don't think you can put intent on an object. But it was an AR, but it was calibered. It was chambered in 22 long rifle. Anyway, he fired off 2 shots, hit the dude in the head, and killed him. And then took off. What had happened, he left his car in gear. That whump I heard was that car hitting the fucking telephone pole a couple seconds later because it was in park. It just rolled. It was idling. Now, the weird thing about it was this town cop, used to be a Virginia state trooper. And his wife talked him into quitting and taking a job as a small town cop because it was much, much safer. And you see what happened.
I guess.
You see what happened. And I, to this day, don't really know why the kid did it. Nobody does, or what happened. But there again, it was a people problem because this guy had been a problem child like his entire life. No proper discipline. Let's not discipline the child. Let's just dope him up. Get him Ritalin or whatever the fuck else instead of actually some discipline. And that's what we ended. Oh, we love you too, baby doll.
Of course we do. We love everybody, even the ones that hate us. That's fine.
Well,
they hate us all they want.
Yeah,
I love my haters more.
Have you ever heard of the 7 mirrors of the Essene?
Yes, I have from you actually.
Yeah, that's it tells us that the qualities and both negative and positive attributes that we recognize within other people either repel or attract us based on our own fear or want of those attributes within ourselves. So it's beneficial that we love each other because we're nothing more than various reflections of each other. That's all. It's all.
The
It's
good,
all.
the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like, if somebody wants to be hateful, that's fine. Let them. They have to carry that sin.
Right.
Like we were talking the other night, people all the time talk, oh, if you say a cuss word, it's God hates that, and it's a sin. Well, no, that's not the case. Okay.
Well, I have a tattoo on my arm. If I can get it in the frame there, I don't know if you guys can see it.
There it is.
Anyway, it's
That says,
Chinese.
that says Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah, no, it don't. I had to research it myself to make sure of what it said. But the final symbol on there is actually the symbol for angel. And without going into the total explanation, a Chinese guy I met had told me the only one I can remember out of those is the word for angel, and in Chinese that is pronounced sin, S-I-N. And I thought that was very interesting that angel was pronounced sin in Chinese. So it just goes to show you that pronunciations of words and those sounds that we make, it's not necessarily the words, it's the intent behind them that is the difference. It's not so much the words.
Well, it's as we know, words carry vibration, and intent behind words is 90% of it. Words move the S to the front of it. It's a sword. Words have power. Vibration has power. In the beginning, there was nothing but the word, the word, the word, the word. What's a word? It's a vibration. It's a sound. As I've shown you all before, Kokopelli is of the Navajo legend of he played his flute and brought the universe into creation. So we have this idea that sound is what brings matter and things into existence. That being said, if I hit my finger with a hammer and I go, oh, fuck, I did not sin. Okay, that's not a sin. That was just a release of pain is all I did. And it made me feel better to use that word. Now, if I use
it's actually a documented medical fact that screaming obscenities during times of pain actually helps reduce the pain. That is a fact.
So if I use the word in a manner that reflects malice toward you or another person, that's where the sin lies. If I go, oh shit, there's nothing wrong with that. If I say you are a piece of shit, there is the sin. You see?
Right.
Because now I've used it with intent against another soul, against another person. Now it's entirely up to that person whether or not they let that resonate within their vibration or not. This is why I don't understand how people can get so butthurt if somebody says something to them. It's just like, fuck, let it bounce off. Who cares? Consider the source, right? Sin is actually also in Einstein's equation. The sin or the sign is time. Okay? And I think that's interesting because the wages of sin is death. The wages of time is death. And yes, when you're born into this linear timescape, it has a beginning and an end. Outside of this, there is no beginning or end. It's everything all at once. Like a DVD. Like a DVD. You have the movie is on that disc. The beginning, the middle, the end, every bit of it. All at once. But you have to put it into the decoding device in order to play it out in a linear format.
Well, it's interesting. We talk about the past and the future like they're real things, but the past is gone, the future isn't here, and all we really have is this moment right here. I tell people all the time, if you want to try to be better today than you were yesterday, it means you have to do something different right now. Mm-hmm. If you wait till tomorrow to try to do something different, you've waited too long. You're not guaranteed 10 minutes from now, let alone tomorrow.
You bet.
So if you want to start changing if you want to change your paradigm, you want to change your life, you better start right this second. Otherwise, you've waited too long because all you have is right now.
Perpetual now. That's what you have is perpetual now. I saw a watch that has every hour on it just says now. And I thought that would be awesome. And I use that a lot.
It's almost as good as the one that's 420 all the way around it.
Well, yeah, those are definitely the ones. But, you know, I'm never worried about the time when it came to that.
I see that.
Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, here's to you, Mr. Non-Flammable Cigarette Inventor. Just when we needed a cigarette that won't burn, we hope your project for dehydrated water comes along just fine. What the fuck is that?
Fire safe cigarette. Whoever thought of that needs smacked in the face. Something you set on fire that needs to be fire safe. I don't understand that either.
It fits right in with everything else, though, being backwards of what it's supposed to be. You know.
Hey guys, I don't mean to be a killjoy. We've been on here almost 3.5 hours, and we're I'm going to have to cut it at some point. However, I would love to do this again at some point. I'm assuming some people in the chat would as well. I'm assuming Sovereign, your game whenever we have the opportunity. American Pride, you're always welcome as well.
What did Ginger LeBray say? Put that comment up
Yes,
there.
sir.
Okay. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone because it seems like we keep coming back to the same loop. I will get where this guy is gone and everything is going back to normal conversation, and then it starts all over again.
And I'm not sure if she's talking about you. I'm not, or me. I'm not sure what's going on.
I think she's talking about me. I might have gotten a little bit too deep for her.
It's a possibility.
It's very possible. That happens sometimes, man. What I tell people is food for the soul.
Good night,
right.
Ginger. And
Yes.
thanks for coming and being a mod. You're very appreciated.
Absolutely. That's yeah. I always like seeing her in here.
We love you too, Ginger. Don't forget that. That goes for everybody, even the ones that absolutely hate me. I love you anyway, so you can just hate me some more for it.
Ginger, Siri is the one that changed that on you because it wants you to love Siri too.
Siri definitely doesn't love Terry, and you can tell whenever I try to talk in text. She absolutely cannot stand Appalachian hillbilly slang, and she doesn't understand my voice because she's always changing what I say. You've experienced it, Sovereign. She just doesn't have a clue what I'm talking about sometimes. So Siri definitely doesn't love Terry. I can see why she thought it was Siri.
That's my GPS when I got that thing hooked up and it comes on and says I'm all the time going, "Thank you, little bitch," in the phone. You know, my wife's GPS, it is like must be transgender or it's in the process or something, because I shit you not, it'll start out the sentence in a female voice and end in a male voice. I'm not kidding you. That's
definitely interesting.
This has happened several times. It's like she's like, "What the hell? Why is this doing this?" I don't know, man. It's a woke app, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, somebody's got to wake the hell up. I suppose it might as well be the AI. Why not?
Wow. Yeah,
guys. I tell you what. Everybody have a great night. Sweet dreams. Sleep well. And we definitely got to do this again. I've had some fun. We've had some interesting people on for a minute or two. You never know who's going to show up, I guess, during one of these. This was just a test for me to learn the software, so I've learned a lot tonight. I appreciate you all for being here. Know that I love each and every one of you, and if there's any way that I can help you in any way, reach out to me. My email address is on my About page at the bottom. If you need me, email me. Yeah, if you got my number, give me a call, text me. I'm always available day or night. If I'm asleep, I'll catch you as soon as I wake up.
Right on.
But everybody have a great night, and I guess I'm going to end it here. So I guess we'll see. As I always say, Ironton Auditor out, and I'll catch y'all on the next run. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir.